Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. You've made it. We're here. A very special event we've got ahead of us with the Fuji 2.5 endurance race. 2.5 hours of racing at the foot of Mount Fuji. These guys qualified last week. I can give you an update of that grid. We're mixing it up with the Group 2 and Group 3 cars in the race simultaneously. And the man on pole for the Group 2 cars is Racer Brown. Boom. In car 86 there. And he only just fractionally got it ahead of IR Graham, both drivers in the Lexus car. So that's your first and second in the Group 2. Third is Liam Anfield. Oh, that's handy. He's third on the actual track as well, in his Honda, the lone Honda. Liam the lone wolf out there in a third, starting third, which will be, the race will be commencing in 7 minutes, I would say. Matt Psycho is fourth. I don't know if he's on track yet. He's definitely in the lobby, I've seen him. And Matt Psycho in the Lexus in fourth. In fifth we have Skyjacker, also in a Lexus. These guys are all very close. Skyjacker is only half a second off of pole time. Matt Psycho 2/10 off of pole time. Liam Anfield 1/10 off of pole time, and IR Graham 900ths off of pole time. After Skyjacker we have Daz in sixth place, car 51, the Nissan, only 6/10 behind pole. In seventh we will have Jokus in car 80, the Nissan, and he was also just fractionally behind Daz, 7/10 behind pole. In eighth in car 89 is Gazman, also in a Nissan, and he there's nothing to call it between those bottom three. He was also just fractionally over 7/10 behind pole. So Daz, Jokus and Gazman virtually the same times, and Skyjacker just ahead of them by 10th. Then we move on to the Group 3 cars, and Homesick Alien in the Nissan, car 77, puts it on pole for the Group 3. Is there any Group 3 cars out there we can look at? They're all in the pits, are they? Skyjacker's got a nice car, we can look at his. So Homesick Alien on the pole for Group 3 cars. In second spot, Tiger, GT87 Tiger in the Lexus, only a 10.5 behind Homesick Alien. Cymex putting it in third in car 19. There's a Lexus, he's only 4/10 behind Homesick Alien. Cinemod in, fourth. Yeah, Cinemod in fourth for Group 3, a Lexus, 4/10 behind pole. It's all very close behind these guys. In fifth it was Jim in the Nissan. Noxie is in sixth, and iBunting in seventh, but they did not partake in qualifying. They're just starting at the back. And we're getting some lovely spins from Mr. Skyjacker. He's getting it out of his system now before race time. Don't want to be carrying that into our fourth endurance event. In the chat, it's gone wild. Sorry, I haven't been keeping an eye. I've been looking at my phone. Shadow Rider saying, good evening, my favourite human. Oh, that's brilliant. There's a lot of humans to choose from as well. So being top human, your top human anyway, is cracking. Brilliant. Oh, Shadow Rider. Hope you're recuperating well. And the Mika Wivery, Mika G in the in-game, says evening all. She also goes on to say, nice of you to say, I had no idea. Oh, I don't know what I said. Mr. Pat says, good evening thingy in the land of the rising sun. I know, awesome. It's beautiful here as well. Let's have a look. Let's see. Matt Psycho out on track. No, back in pits. Let's have a look at Daz in his Nissan, having a couple of laps. Like I said, we're only 3 minutes away from the start. Homesick Alien saying good evening everyone and good luck all involved. Skyjacker saying hiya. Racer Brown says hi all. And Pat also saying looks like someone's testing the life of the Yokohama tyres. Skyjacker saying yeah man, always. And Skyjacker saying get well soon, Shadow Rider. Racer Brown says I'm pooping myself. Pole man I would be as well, leading those monsters away. IR Graham, Liam Anfield, Matt Psycho, all nipping at your heels, all top 4 champions. Skyjacker in 5th place. He's knocking on the door of a championship. Daz in 6th, and Joker's in 7th. Gazman 8th, a former winner of an endurance event, I think, at Bathurst. So there's some talent out there tonight for us to see. Grab your Doritos and your dips and settle down for a long 2.5 hour race here at Fuji, because we're in for a cracker. Joker's slinging his Nissan around. Jim getting some last minute data in, some telemetry in before the race starts. Cymex also in his lovely looking Lexus, flying around the track. Joker's in the chat also saying good evening. Mika saying, I got Pringles and Pepsi. Alright, that's just as good. I've got burnt pizza. I burnt myself a pizza and I've had about 2 slices. I was running behind time. The wife found out. She goes, oh, do I get to be at a live 2.5 hour VRC event right in the living room? And I said, yeah. And she went, see you later, and left. I don't know for good. I don't know if she's coming back. Hopefully. I haven't learned how to use the new washing machine yet, so we're really stuffed. Yeah, so I burnt myself a pizza. It's cracking, and I had 2 slices of it so far. If you want to look out if I'm boring for you guys, which I can great, I understand. There's many of these guys out there. They stream their point of view on YouTube. I definitely know Homesick does, Skyjacker, and I assume a couple of the others do. I haven't checked it out, but so you can always look for their YouTube channels, and it's just point of view. It's none of that fancy stuff. It's not like 14 views on screen all at the same time. It's not like a interior view, exterior view, a view of their face and a view of their feet. It's just what they can see. Although I do wonder about them ones that have their feet on cam. I know it's for people to see when they're accelerating or braking, but I legit think, is that safe for work porn for foot fetish people? So Joker's just taking his Nissan around. There's iBunting in a lovely shiny purple Nissan. It's awesome stuff. The yellow headlights, Pat reminded me last week, is to they're the Group 3 cars. That's how we're going to tell them apart. That's how we're going to do it. And Pat in the chat, he says he's got Yorkshire Tea on the go. Dude, I've gone over the top. Why I burnt my pizza is because I was like just making one coffee after another. I've got a flask of coffee. I've got a coffee in a cup and half drunk coffee. I don't know, I've had a coffee obsession. It's because I worked last night and then I fell asleep by accident today, but not had like a super long sleep. So I'm really worried that I'm going to be talking nonsense. So I am caffeining it up. I've also got a couple of Red Bulls, so I think I'm covered. And a half-eaten pizza. It's going cold. So every time you hear a bit of a silence, I will be probably shoving some burnt pizza in my cake hole. I found a way of numerising this, sorry. So for those who are joining me on my OnlyFans, thank you. Streaming here, sat naked, well, speedos and nipple tassels in my inflatable paddling pool filled with jelly. Thank you for subscribing, paying monthly. You are cracking, and you get a spectacle tonight. So Joker's done a 1:32.3. I'm not really sure. I mean, the pole times. I mean, pole time overall was a 1:29.994, closely followed by IR Graham's, or 1:30.089. In the group 3 cars, a 1:38.044 was pole time. So we're looking at those sort of times from these guys. But it's a long race. I'm sure there'll be some fuel saving, tyre saving, all of that going on, and we will work it out as we go around. A 31.0 in practice from Liam Anfield in his Honda. Matt Psycho, he's in there. The mixtures of R's and Y's there. We are trying to scrub out the Y's. There's a small movement of us. using R's. We herald it from the founder of the VRC. He started the R craze off, and we do push for the capital R to take over from Y. Y has reigned for a long time now. It's time it gave up, moved over, and now we're seeing the boys doing a little bit of simultaneous spins. Oh, hang on. No, just the jacker. He's getting it out of his system before the race. I haven't really seen Homesick's Alien's car. He's in there pressing buttons, and there you go. It's going to be 2.5 hours of racing, my friends. Sit back and enjoy. I will not have a clue who to watch. The Group 3s, the Group 2s. Who do I watch? Obviously, I'll watch from pole position, as is usual. It's a rolling start, remember, so that helps. That helps a lot. Pat in the chat. Is this the pre-race release of nerves? Getting those spins out. There's Racer Brown on pole. IR Graham in second, as I have already told you. Take the big numbers off. Get this. Get yourselves all prepared, down and comfortable. Last slurp of coffee at this grueling track, the Fuji Speedway. Mama Sykes in the chat saying hello all. Rooting for Matt Sykes, I am sure, although I've heard Leah Manfield's her favourite. So Racer Brown is go, leading them away in his Lexus. There is IR Graham trying to grab a toe. This is the threat with the rolling start that you're going to get a good toe. The guys behind, Leah Manfield already getting a great pull on IR Graham, looking to take up third place. Racer Brown hit the great escape, he's off. But IR Graham still not too far behind. Leah Manfield maintaining third. Mass Psycho there in fourth with Skyjacker very close. There's movement in the back there. Joker's under threat from Daz. Daz having a look. Early doors. Daz off the track. Oh my God, they've made contact. Jokers is off the track. Jokers is struggling to get the car back under control. Is he there? Yes, he's there in fifth. He got it back under control. Great stuff there. And Daz has given the place back, I assume. And Gazman's trying to get a piece of that action whilst them two squabble. Homesick Alien still leading the Group 3 cars from Tiger. Cymex in third, Cinemod in fourth. How they qualified. In fifth is Jim, but Jim's under threat. Oh, Racer Brown. Racer Brown's had a big one. Oh my gosh. Wow. So I don't know, he's already done. It's already done. He's cooked it. My word, I don't know what happened there, but oh my word, we got a Group 2 car down amongst the pigeons. And that is going to be some cracking racing for us. So IR Graham then is your leader. IR Graham though, and in second place, oh, we've got Honda versus Lexus there. The fight for second and third. They seem to be reacting weird to each other. I'm not sure if they can see each other. Oh, everything's looking a bit shaky out there with them two. So, oh, it looks like we've got connection issues there between Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield. Let's hope they don't race each other. And they're coming up towards Matt Psycho's leading. They've got the toes. They've got the toes and Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield, which I believe they can't see each other in this race, the way it's reacting. I've seen this reaction before. And Liam Anfield there making the move to get the lead, but Liam and Matt Psycho are duking it out, sharing the same piece of road with IR Graham there. Fourth is Skyjacker. Fifth now, Joker's under fire from Daz and Gazman in seventh. Back here is Homesick Alien still ahead of Tiger with Racer Brown coming through. It's down to the Group 2 cars to get past the Group 3 cars, and this is under racing conditions. This isn't even lapped. Poor Racer Brown. I wonder what happened. We missed it. Unfortunate. There's Cinemod. They're in third place, so Cymex has dropped back. Cymex has dropped back behind Jim in fifth now, and Jim is up into fourth with Noxie. Not having much practice in these cars, not qualifying. He's there in 14th ahead of iBunting, also trying to get used to the car. He seems to be quite far back though. Looks like he may have had an issue. So Liam Anfield leading from Matt Psycho. We believe them two can't see each other on track. That seems to be the behaviour you see from Gran Turismo when two people are sharing the same bit. And Skyjacker's out wide. Skyjacker's out wide, and he's 1.5 seconds behind IR Graham. It seems IR Graham, I think, pacing himself early on in this race, trying to make it go, whilst Liam Anfield and Matt Psycho are flying away in the distance. Skyjacker just behind IR Graham with Daz in fifth place ahead of Gazman. Joker's dropping down into seventh. Racer Brown now getting to the back of the Group 2 cars. He's got a long way to go in this race, but there is a long time for him to make it back. Homesick Alien still leading the Group 3 cars from Tiger. There is only 6/10 behind. Tiger should be getting a good tow going up this straight on the Nissan. Can he do anything into the first corner? Pat in the chat saying boogity, boogity, bogey, let's go racing. And Tiger, I thought he was going to lose the back end then as he hunts down the Homesick Alien in his Sharpie and Nissan. That Lexus car looking very solid there for 87 Racing. And there we go, IR Graham. 1.2 seconds behind Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield just behind Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho then getting ahead off camera of Liam Anfield. Have these guys calmed down? Are they going to start looking after that fuel, or are they just going for full burn in this race? Matt Psycho leading on lap 3 of 100. Liam Anfield nipping at his toes, but I'm not sure these guys are aware of each other in the track. Well, I'm just hoping that they're not going to be near each other for the whole race, that it'll span out a little bit and they won't look so strange on the stream. Jill in the chat saying go Homesick. Well, he's doing well at the moment. We will have a quick Scooby-Doo every now and then. And there he is. He's got 5/10 on Tiger. Tiger really starting to push the pressure down now in his Lexus. Cinemod some 5 seconds behind these guys, and he is 1.5 seconds ahead of Cymex, who's only 4/10 ahead of Noxie, who's got himself ahead of Jim. Jim must have had an issue. He's dropped a few places there. Bunting, he's on a comeback. But yes, Homesick Alien fighting off. It's in the tow again from Tiger and Homesick. What's going to happen? Homesick Alien leading. And here comes Tiger. Tiger making the move. Oh God, I pressed the wrong button. I apologise, guys. And he's up the inside. Can he make it stick? And he's there. And it looks like, oh, and Homesick's coming back. Homesick's coming back up the inside, but now Tiger's got the inside line, and he's going to take the lead of the Group 3 cars. There you go, and he's done it. Super stuff. Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield, meanwhile, swapping places for the lead of the Group 2 cars, as we see Tiger take the lead for Group 3. And Homesick Alien coming back at the Lexus. If we jump on board quickly of the Alien, as he hunts down a Tiger. And I'll take a sip of coffee if you don't mind. Ah, lush. So Tiger looks like he's got that place tied up. Oh, has he made a small mistake? Homesick Alien right onto the tail of the GT87 team car. GT87 Racing Team, I believe, is their full name. With Homesick Alien dogging him. And meanwhile, Matt Psycho leading from Liam Anfield. We will go and have a look. We're just watching this little tussle unfold as they come around the final corners. Homesick Alien just needs to get quite close to the back of that Lexus to try and grab a tow. As we go up the long straight, you can see Tiger trying to break Homesick's toe, but there's nothing he can do about it. Here comes the Nissan in the clean air. The air punched open by the Lexus. He's up alongside as they come to the first corner. Oh, there's a little bit of side banging, and Homesick got the inside line. He's late on the brakes, and Tiger is back down into second spot there. 7 seconds ahead of Cinemod. That battling helps Cinemod. Noxie up into 12. Noxie on an absolute charge in that monster Nissan. He's flying through the Group 3 field. Cymex now dropping down into... oh, hang on, give me a second. 5th? Yes, 5th for Cymex. Jim in a 6th, and Bunting still playing catch up. He's 17 seconds behind the pack. Right then, this lead is Liam Anfield, as we see, just going through, but I don't believe Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield can see each other in this race. So we're seeing lots of contact that isn't really happening. And they must be thinking both of them have got a nice lead on each other. Look at him just spawn through the Honda. I would prefer if the graphics just did that. It just recognised that there's an anomaly in the replay or the stream and just compensate it by letting them two ghost and go through each other. It looks a lot better than it flickering around. So Matt Psycho at the moment has got the lead from Liam Anfield in that Honda. IR Graham looks like he's pulling ever closer to the pair of them though. And I wonder what he can see. Shall we have a look? So sat on board with IR Graham, third place in the Group 2 cars at the moment. Skyjacker some 5 seconds behind us, and I don't know how far ahead of Daz he is, I'm not going to guess. As we watch this race unfold early doors, we've got Binko in the chat saying, evening guys, good luck everyone, listening to it at work, roaring engines certainly beats listening to machines banging away, haha. Yes. My voice might get grating though, 2.5 hours into it, but we'll see. I'll try. So the battle between Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield, and I honestly didn't know that was going to happen when I made the joke about Mama Sykes. His favourite racer was Liam Anfield, but it worked out, it was a happy accident. So Matt Psycho, also an endurance winner, I believe. I should check these things. He definitely is, but I just can't remember which endurance he won. And he's getting the toe. Well, is he getting the toe though? Because I don't think these two can see each other, so I doubt they're giving each other toes. So Matt Psycho then taking the lead of the race from Liam Anfield. IR Graham sitting a very close third. He's got the fastest lap out of the Group 2 cars. Further back you've got Skyjacker, 7 seconds now, dropping from IR Graham. He's 3 seconds, 4 seconds ahead of Daz in his Nissan. And there we see Racer Brown slowly making his way through. He's caught up Jokus. He's got himself ahead of Gazman. Gazman on those medium tyres. I haven't really been looking at the tyres. Softs for Racer Brown. Jokus is on the softs. Daz has gone for softs. Skyjacker softs. So most of the field have gone softs apart from Gazman. Gazman opting to go for some mediums. He's going tactical early doors. Probably going to do a lot of fuel saving. See what he can do. The Flying Scot, he's a canny man. So Tiger, oh sorry, I keep pressing the wrong button. Tiger is leading the Group 3s, but he's got a battle on his hands with the Alien. The Alien not leaving him any room whatsoever. Oh, the Alien nearly losing the back end, and that gives Tiger a bit of breathing space. He can pull away as they're on lap 7. A 38.8 last time around for Tiger. Homesick Alien a 39.3. So the Alien a bit slower. Excuse me. In third place is Cinemod. Oh no, Jim has left the room. Jim has left the room, and that's unfortunate. Early as well, 7 laps. So Cinemod then in 11th. Oh, he's gone on to 11th. I've got a miss. Oh no, Jim's in a Group 3 car, so I think it won't affect too much. So Cinemod is in third place. He's only 1.5 seconds ahead of Noxie. Noxie on an absolute belter. A 39.3 last time around for Noxie's Nissan. And Cinemod doing a 39.6, so it's tenths. But span that over 2.5 hours, it's a long time. There's a Cymex. He's now 12 seconds behind Noxie. Struggling with that Lexus. Oh, he's on medium tyres as well. Sorry, I haven't been keeping an eye on. Softs for Noxie. Cinemod also going soft. Homesick Alien in second. He's on the racing softs, as is Tiger. So yes, Cymex, that answers some of his pace questions. Then he's on the medium tyres. He's going for the long run, very tactical. And there we see iBunting in for EV. Some now 9 seconds off of Cymex on those softs. He's on a big push. We don't know what happened with him off of the start, but he's lost a bit of time. Shadow Rider in the chat. Does Liam's spoiler raise up when he brakes? Oh, I don't know. Usually has a Matt disappearing into it. So Liam Anfield now says he's 8 tenths ahead, and I think they're coming up to the first of the lap E's. As the Honda, lone Honda in this race ahead of Matt Psycho. And Liam Anfield getting the fastest lap just now with a 1:30.774. Matt Psycho under braking and tow. But I don't know if he's getting tow though. I can't confirm that. So he might not be getting tow behind that, because I don't think he can see Liam. IR Graham then in third spot. He's not dropped much more than a second behind these guys. I am guessing that he is doing some major fuel saving out there. Liam, he's just under 3/4 of a tank of fuel, as is Matt Psycho. IR Graham just on the 3/4 mark as they lap Binko. Sorry, wrong button. Bunting, hi Bunting. Binko's in the chat. He's at work listening. Hi Binko, here you go. Got a call out. You were in this race for a millisecond. So iBunting, sorry, they're lapping. 10 seconds behind Cymex, with everything to play for still in this longer race. Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield at it again. Little do they know that they're sharing the same piece of real estate. Liam Anfield trying to pull ahead of Matt Psycho, and IR Graham then just tucked in behind those two. Maybe just in the toe, just out of the toe, but fuel saving his tyres, doing a cracking job. Jim in the chat, Jim on Y, isn't it? Got disconnected from server. Gutted, mate, gutted. Yeah, Matt Psycho and Liam are having problems as well, Jim. They keep merging into each other and scuffing each other up. So, yes, I don't think they can see each other in the server as well. It's a shame. But Matt Psycho leading for now. Lap 10 of 100. Liam Anfield in second. IR Graham tucked in behind these guys. Skyjacker, he's 8 seconds behind IR Graham now, not losing too much time. He's just done his fastest lap with a 31.471. He's flashing. iBunting ahead to let him know he's coming. iBunting getting lapped by the 4th place Group 2 car. Awesome stuff. Racer Brown. He's on his comeback. He's done the fastest lap of the race, a 30.639. Looks like he's dispensed of Daz, who's in 6th place. Joker's in 7th. And we know that Gazman in 8th place is on those medium tyres and going for a different strategy from those cars around him. He's averaging a 32.9, his best lap. So low 33s in that car on those medium tyres. Homesick Alien back into the lead, is he? As we cut to him, it looks like Tiger, these two are just, keep doing that, pressing the wrong button, I apologise. Tiger looks like he was late onto the brakes though, into the corner, and Homesick Alien just zooms on by, I couldn't think of a word. Cruises on by, there you go. Binko said, I was in the race for a microsecond. Is Binko Bat disobeying orders? And Pat saying, Binko Bot, sorry. And Pat saying, I know that feeling, Jim on. I got booted out after 7 laps at Bathurst. The internet problems, oh no, it sucks, man. It's bad. And I'm sure Matt Psycho, we've been robbed, because Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield in a battle for the lead of this race would have been a beautiful thing to see. But obviously they can't see each other, so we miss out on some real classic driving from these two, because they're both on the exact same pace as each other. They're both virtually on the same real estate. So yeah, we've been robbed of a beautiful race here at the lead of this endurance race. IR Graham, he's just tucked up behind them two. I wonder if he can see what's happening. Just thinks he doesn't want to get too involved, because he's not going to know what car is where. As Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield continue on, blissfully aware of each other in their own little worlds, driving around, both of them leading this race in their opinion, and we just get to see some weird stuff like that. So I have Graham there in 3rd. Skyjacker there, he's in a battle. Who's he in? Oh, he's not, he's lapping Cymex, sorry. Thought Racer Brown would call him up, but Racer Brown only 2.5 seconds behind Skyjacker. Racer Brown though, I don't think he's fuel saving. He says sod it, burn through it, get myself back into a decent race position. So Racer Brown flying around, trying to get back into this race after his first lap. Whoopsie. Daz in 6th place, doing a cracking job, 4 seconds behind Racer Brown, 1.7 seconds ahead of his fellow Nissan of Jokas. Gazman doing the long game on those medium tyres, 32.3, 32.7, so the time's coming down as his fuel is falling off. And Homesick Alien now over a second ahead of Tiger. These two continuing their battle for the lead of the Group 3 endurance race here at Fuji. Cinemod there in 3rd place. He's only 4 tenths ahead of Noxie. Noxie looking eager to get some action on the go. He's come up to the back of Cinemod. Noxie unable, I think due to work, to be taking part in qualifying. So we didn't get a good true look of his pace. And now they're coming up to a Group 3 car. They are Group 3 cars, so I don't know why they're getting blue flag. Oh, someone's coming up to behind them. Well, like I said, it's down to the Group 2 cars to get past the Group 3 cars. They don't have to deviate, maybe, if they wish to lift, but they've got to stay on the racing line. So it doesn't surprise the Group 2 cars when they drive by. And here we got Noxie sitting on the tail end of Cinemod in his Nissan, pulling alongside as we get to the exterior view in his monster Nissan, flying by the GT87 Racing. Who is he though? They're side by side. Who's going to brake later? Noxie's got the better line on the inside. And Noxie, car 24 in the Nissan, he does it. He makes it stick. And now he's got 13 seconds to find before he can reach second place Tiger. Meanwhile, in the lead, Liam Anfield, they're all coming through the traffic. As you see them coming across the leader of the Group 3. It looks like Liam Anfield making a small mistake around the outside of Tiger. He doesn't want to get involved in this race. Mad Psycho making his way through the traffic a little bit better than Liam Anfield, but Liam Anfield then back on the back end of that Lexus, and IR Graham coming through as well. This must look great from his view. He's got, oh no, it looks like Homesick's lost it. Homesick, did he lose it? No. Oh yeah, but he lost it enough for Tiger to take the lead. Tiger now retakes the lead of the endurance race for the Group 3 cars, and Homesick down. We saw him back end stepping out as IR Graham was coming through to lap them. Absolutely crazy. As the host, he probably was a bit freaked out with the Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield phenomenon, but it looks like they've sorted themselves out now. There's a bit of space between them. And IR Graham then in third, never a second, never too far behind is IR Graham. I think he's playing a long game here. I think he's sitting just behind. I think he's got more pace in that car. He's just choosing not to use it, not to burn the fuel. Matt Psycho down to half a tank of fuel now, leading the race. Head of Liam Anfield also on half a tank of fuel. Tyres are looking okay, still grippy. There is IR Graham. He's just over half a tank of fuel, so if he is fuel saving, it's not a lot more than the guys ahead of him are getting. Racer Brown now up into 4th place, just got Skyjacker. I'll have a quick look. Oh, he's down straight under the toe. Bish bash bosh, done, gov, sorted. So Racer Brown now up into 4th, Skyjacker. We suspect he's doing a bit of fuel saving. I think he's got better pace than he's showing in his Lexus right now, with Daz under, oh no, Daz lapping Noxie's lost it. No, Noxie, after all that work, and Noxie's just, oh no, he hasn't, he's there. In fact, yeah, no, he's alright. I thought we just saw him off camera going sideways. Well, we might have done, because it looks like Cinemod. Oh, Jokers has left now. The server is having a nightmare. We're not even 20 minutes into this 2.5 hour race, and we've lost 2 of our drivers. And usually these endurance races, they're rock solid. They do fine. We're always quite relieved and surprised when we get to the end of them how well it's stayed together, but tonight seems like there's some frailties. Matt Psycho then leading by 1.7 seconds from Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield is 1.6 seconds ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham now 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Oh, look at the action down here with Homesick Alien and Cinemod, while Skyjacker is trying to lap the pair of them. Not Cinemod, Tiger, sorry, Tiger taking the lead from Homesick Alien, because now 8th is first for the Group 3 cars. So Tiger then leading from Homesick Alien. These two are absolutely having a super race here for the lead of the Group 3s. Joker's saying, oh no, in the chat, and Joker's saying, I was kicked out from server. Yeah, it looks like there is, yeah. Jim was as well. So it's not having a great night tonight. So there's Homesick Alien. Matt Psycho then leading by 1.8 seconds from Liam Anfield. We've got half a tank of fuel, so that's 22 minutes of driving. So we're looking at what, 45 minutes for our first pit stop. That could be 2 stops. Jokers, I was disconnected. Kicked from server was fine. I didn't read it that we kicked you. I think GTSport kicked you, but yeah, that was fine. Mika saying my PS4 currently can't get online at all. have been trying to fix it for hours. I did a quick test. I reset my PlayStation before, as I tried to keep everything nice and smooth. And I did an internet test, and I think, I can't remember which way round it was. Is it download was 100 megabytes per second, upload was 2.2 megabytes. So I wasn't impressed with the upload, but I have heard you don't need much. So yes, the internet being a bit tragic out there for some people. And Matt Psycho then leading by 1.3 seconds from Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield is 1.8 seconds ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham 8.6 seconds ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown having an absolute blinding race, and he's not burnt that much fuel to say how much he's had to come through. Skyjacker then 3.5 seconds behind Racer Brown in his Lexus. In fifth is Relentless Lexus, looking cracking. I think that's one of Pat's, maybe. It looks like we could be having a 3 or 4 stop race, maybe a lap around about 25-30, judging by fuel use, is Pat's call on it. Pat also saying could quite well be wrong on that. No? Well, like, Skyjacker's got half a tank left. We've done 16, so yeah, somewhere between 32, but his tyres will probably go off before then. So yeah, I concur. I think you're probably right. About between 25 and 30 laps, we're going to see him coming in. So Matt Psycho now pulling out, well, he's not pulling out anything, it's the same. It's a 1.8 second lead on Liam Anfield. The tyres probably starting to feel jaded now. Graham keeping it sensible, keeping it calm, playing the long game. His top 3 could be anyone's race. Racer Brown, he's got another second off of them guys. He's definitely faster than the leaders. He's saving the fuel, so Racer Brown, by the end of 2.5 hours, he could be in with a shout, at least for a podium. But the guys ahead of him are very, very fast, so it's one to watch out for. Mika saying, I'm reckoning 20 laps for the Group 3s to come in. Nice touch, we'll keep an eye out for that. Skyjacker then in 5th. He's mid-32s at the moment, 4.6 seconds behind Racer Brown, 10 seconds ahead of Daz. Daz is a nice 9.5 seconds ahead of Gazman, which isn't a lot to say. Gazman's on those medium tyres doing major fuel saving, so this is going to be very interesting. Tiger leading the Group 3 racers, and they are coming down to about a quarter of a tank of fuel, so Mika could be in with a good shout, getting 20 laps out of these Group 3 cars. Homesick looks to have saved a little bit more, but he seems to have used his tyres up a lot more than Tiger. And at this point, they've got the Flying Scot trying to find his way past. Noxie then in 3rd place ahead of Cinemod. Did we see that? Yes, because I think we saw Noxie go sideways a bit and Cinemod coming back at him. It's only a second between these two drivers, Noxie and Cinemod. So we could be getting a nice juicy little fight there before they come in for their pit stops. And then is Cymex the last man on the track? Oh, and Cymex down to 12. We had 15, didn't we? So we lost 3. Oh, we've lost I-Bunting as well. Oh no, I-Bunting's gone. I didn't even see I-Bunting leave. Mika also adding, I think tyres might force the pits rather than fuel, possibly. Well, Cymex, he's still going around on those mediums. He's playing that long game, but he's 7 seconds. He's coming back. Cinemod's dropped, hasn't he? Was it Cinemod? Yeah, it was Cinemod, sorry. So yes, Cinemod's losing time to Cymex, but it might be because he's racing Noxie at the moment. A 140.7 from Noxie last time around. Cinemod doing a 140 exact lap times from these two. Homesick Alien are managing a 40.0. He's right on the tail of Tiger. So racing up and down the field in the Group 3 category, whilst Tiger maintains the lead of the Group 3 racing and doing an absolutely cracking job, looking after his tyres better than the Alien, but the Alien seems to be looking after his fuel better than Tiger. So this is going to be a tantalising one with what they're going to do with their pit stops. Matt Psycho 1.3 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield nearly 2 seconds now ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham's tyres starting to go away from him, maybe he's even eking out more fuel. These two are down to a quarter of a tank, whereas IR Graham still got half a tank of fuel, just under half a tank of fuel. Racer Brown, he's absolutely burning, but he's still got more fuel than Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield, and he is on an absolute push in his Lexus, stepping out on him all the way around. But he cares little for that. He's on a mission. Skyjacker then in 5th, some 6 seconds behind Racer Brown now. 9 seconds ahead of Daz. Did a 32.5 his last time around. He's got more fuel than the leaders also. So Skyjacker doing some great fuel saving. It's going to be very interesting the way that the strategies are going to fall out. Daz in 6th, Pat in the chat saying we're down 3 drivers. Think, yeah, iBunting has retired a few laps back. Yeah, I just didn't notice iBunting going. I saw Jokers and I saw Jim, but I didn't see iBunting come up in the little yellow screen at the bottom. So unfortunately, servers having a little bit of frailty tonight, struggling, hosting all these cars together. Matt Psycho is still leading, but it's down to a second. Matt Psycho losing time of 31.866 last time around from the Lexus driver. And Liam Anfield following very closely there with a 131.512. It's only a second behind Matt Psycho, with IR Graham slipping behind a little bit further, 2.7 seconds, but he is in a major fuel save at this point in the race. Well, here we go. Racer Brown the first to the pits. Racer Brown is out of the pits. I virtually missed the whole thing. He was in and he was out. So Racer Brown, the first of the pit stoppers, losing spots to Skyjacker and Daz, who continued around, now 11.5 seconds behind Daz and 39.5 seconds behind the leaders. So they lose, it looks to me, around about, I'd want to say 30 seconds in a pit stop. And we will see. So Matt Psycho, tyres are looking okay, quarter of a tank of fuel. Liam Anfield, tyres still looking okay, just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. These two still not pulling the trigger on that pit stop just yet. And IR Graham following very close behind, 2 seconds. He's not even interested in a pit stop. Binko in the chat, someone's put the servers in Friday mode. Yeah, they're being a touch weird. So Skyjacker in 4th still, he hasn't pitted. Racer Brown still the only one to opt to go for that early pit stop in this race, to try and maintain that speed, and it's working for him. He's now only 9 seconds behind Daz as he comes around to finish his out lap. I want to see how much he loses, what's the time on the out lap, to see I can work out a pit stop then. 28, and they usually do 30, so gain 2, so it's about, oh no, it's about 28 seconds I think, a pit stop. Matt Psycho a second ahead of Liam Anfield, leading the Group 2 cars. We're on lap 21 of 100 for our 2.5 hour endurance race, the 4th one in our quarterly series. IR Graham there in 3rd spot, looking absolutely, he's got it all under control with fuel and tyres. He's looking like he's in a great spot, only 2 seconds behind those guys ahead of him, which will definitely need to pit before IR Graham does. Skyjacker, fuel saving also. He's got Daz 8 seconds behind him. And Racer Brown, after his pit stop, he's taken another second off of Daz's time as he's making his way around. Gazman in 7th on those medium tyres. We know he's going very deep into this race. Tiger leading from Homesick, only just though. And Homesick Alien, those tyres are looking very hard for him at the moment. They're very worn. He's down to just a quarter of a tank of fuel in his Nissan. The Lexus ahead of him. Tyres, they're pretty worn, but not as bad as Homesick Aliens. His fuel is a little bit lower than the Aliens right now. So who's going to twitch first between these two and throw it into the pits to get some fresh tyres? We're up to the lap 20. Mika said this is where She thinks they'll be pitting, and it could be a good call there. Tiger and Homesick Alien's tyres looking very, very sick. Cinemod, his tyres also not looking great, with fuel getting to the lower end of his tank. Cymex on the medium tyres. He's getting lapped at the moment by the leaders of the race. He's not 5.2 seconds behind Cinemod. I think he's going longer on those mediums, and Noxie down into 12. He must have pitted. It doesn't say out lap. Yeah, he pitted on lap 18. So Noxie has pitted. He's put the racing softs on. Just over half a tank of fuel. He's come out 25 seconds behind Cymex. We think it's around about 28 to 30 seconds a pit stop. Or it might be nearly 38 seconds for these guys. Oh no, because it's out lap. Yeah. I think it's about 30 to 32 seconds or something for these guys. So he's in a position to get ahead of Cymex, but we know Cymex is going deep into this race, but Noxie should have a better pace. Matt Psycho then still leading, ahead of Liam Anfield by a second. IR Graham there, he's closing in on the boys ahead of him as they're lapping Cinemod, it looks like. Skyjacker in 4th place, 17 seconds behind them leaders, and 8 seconds ahead of Daz in his Nissan, who is now 4.7 seconds. That's half the time. Racer Brown getting another fastest lap at 30.297. He's back there in 6th because on lap 1 something happened to him, put him right to the back of the pack, and he's had to fight his way through the Group 3 cars and got himself up to about 4th in the Group 2s, then pitted and come out just ahead these guys. So Gazman on those medium tyres, 11 seconds behind Racer Brown, 44 seconds behind Matt Psycho. It's going to be interesting to see how his strategy will play out. Homesick Alien in the lead again. He's in the lead from Tiger, but Tiger's going up his inside. He's got better grip with those tyres. Homesick Alien, now his fuel is flashing. Oh no, that's Tiger's fuel is flashing. The Alien, he's still got a bit of fuel left in the tank, whereas Tiger looks like he's ready for a pit stop. Cinemod is into the pits. Cymex up into 3rd place as Cinemod pulls up to his blocks to get his tyres changed and some fuel replenished. That gives a Noxie a position. Is it? Was he far enough behind? Will that pit stop do him? Or will Cinemod get moving again? He's fueling up now. It says Noxie's ahead, but he's only just crossing the line, and Cinemod's still not moving. Meanwhile, Tiger is just ahead of the Alien. Tiger's going to have to pit at the end of this lap. Will the Alien follow him in and mirror his pit stops, or will he go for another lap or 2 even with the fuel he's got on board? Cymex's fuel is flashing now on those medium tyres, so he'll be coming in at the end of this lap, and that looks like another place for Noxie. Noxie keeping that 11th. Oh, hang on, let me work it out. 4th ahead of Cinemod in 5th. Cinemod 8.5 seconds on fresher tyre though, fresher rubber. Back to the leaders. They both blast past the pits. That is a brave move from Tiger. I am very surprised that Tiger has decided to make that move. I would have sworn he'd gone into the pits. He must know his fuel tank though, and he knows what he's doing. But man alive, that seems a risky move to me for how long his fuel tank has been flashing, and I can't cut away, I'm afraid, because I'm intrigued. I think Tiger's fuel tank might run out before he gets to the pits. I'm not sure. In the chat then, Joker's saying, I'm so angry. Oh, sorry, Jokers. So Tiger looking to make a move on the Alien. Has he got the fuel to spare though? Can he burn that fuel? Tiger down in 2nd spot for the Group 3s. His fuel's been flashing for over a lap. He's got the leaders, and Matt Psycho, Liam Anfield and IR Graham coming on through. Cracking stuff, while the Alien maintains the lead of the Group 3 cars. Here they all come. They can't hang about. Although I think no one can see Liam Anfield, it seems, as they're trying to get past Tiger. Oh, Liam Anfield Liam Anfield's got the lead. I apologise. I don't know if it's down to this, but Liam Anfield, he's got the lead of this race. Oh, my word. So, yeah, it was over this lapping. He got behind the car. Matt Psycho back in the lead again. And no, there you go. He's gone through. Due to the lapped cars, Matt Psycho, the confusion behind Tiger, that Liam Anfield has managed to take the lead of this race. There we go. Let's get out of the replay and see how they're going. And they're all coming into the bits. Liam, Matt and IR Graham all at the same time. IR Graham is going to be the quickest pit stop though, because he's got less fuel to put on. Skyjacker, will he continue on? Racer Brown, he's already made a stop a while back. He's got half a tank of fuel. He's on a real push with those low 30s. I can see Skyjacker's disappearing into the pits now. They're all pitting. They are all pitting. There is Liam Anfield. There is Matt Psycho. There's Racer Brown. Racer Brown, he's never going to come through and take the lead. Surely not. Surely not. Legit, he has. There you go. Racer Brown leading after the start he had. I know he's on a different strategy. I know he's got to pit again, but my word, you've got to take your hat off to this man. Racer Brown takes the lead of this race after the pit stops. IR Graham, we said he had the shortest standing start because he didn't need his fuel as much as the two ahead of him, and he has come out the pits in second spot ahead of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield ahead of Matt Psycho. Both of these topping right up, going for the soft tyres, and they're going for the long run now. And Gasman there in fifth on those medium tyres, getting himself ahead of Skyjacker after Skyjacker's pit stop, and Daz is down into seventh after his pit stop there, but Gasman can't stay out there on those mediums forever. His fuel is getting low. Meanwhile, Tiger and Homesick have pitted. Sorry, oh no, Homesick did not pit, so Homesick carried on. Homesick Alien carried on. His fuel's flashing now. Tiger pitted. He's on his outlap now. A 2:22.4 pit stop for Tiger. Homesick Alien disappearing into the pits now. And it's going to be a close call for when Homesick and Tiger meet again. Noxie up into third place. He's got himself ahead of Cinemod, who has also pitted on lap 21 as some of the leaders come through, and Cymex trying to get an opportunity with Cinemod letting through one Daz, I think it was, in the Nissan, the Group 2 cars. And Cinemod now having to defend from Cymex as the Alien still in the pits. Where is Tiger? Tiger there, he's on the start straight. It looks like Tiger's going to do a slam dunk and get it. Homesick Alien there, he's dropped down a position. He's only just moving, and Tiger, he absolutely owns this race at the moment. No, it's neck and neck virtually. They're side by side going into the corner. Tiger just ahead of the Alien, but his tyre, his tyres are a lap older than the Aliens. Oh, crazy racing here from these two. Noxie up into third place, some 10 seconds behind that battle for the lead, and on board with the Alien now, following Tiger. This is always a little bit of a shady moment as they come out the pits, and their tyres are still a little bit cold as Alien lights them up coming around the corner, and that would have made his heart beat a couple more times extra. And my word, what a battle we've got for the Group 3 race against Tiger versus the Alien. Tiger had a lap to get his tyres all warmed up, so he is good to go. And Homesick Alien now trying to find where the grip is on his fresh, brand new racing soft tyres. He's 10 seconds ahead of Noxie. The lead, Racer Brown still holding that lead until he comes in again. And we will have a look at the moment as we watch these two battle it around Fuji. Late on the brakes for the Alien. He's got a little panel of the car up the side of Tiger, but just not enough to get some cohesion. So he drops behind to get the tow, and there we see Skyjacker coming through, and now in the tow. The Alien having a look. He's pulled back in again. It's too early on the straight. He knows the Tiger will get back in the tow before the corner, so he's lifted a little. And he's sitting behind the Tiger now. Maybe he's deciding to let the Tiger do the work. I guess the Tiger picked up a bit of tow from Skyjacker there. Went a bit faster. Gasman has come in to get rid of those medium tyres. And Daz and Skyjacker move back ahead of the Flying Scot. But it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out by the end of the race. There is our man Racer Brown, 10 seconds ahead of IR Graham. He's got half a tank of fuel. His tyres aren't even barely used. This man is phenomenal. If this is the way he's going to win it, then my word, what else can the rest of us mere mortals do? In the chat, Mika Wivry saying Group 3 is going much further than I would have gone. The tyres did look pretty mullered, Mika, I must say. Pat saying, if it's 24 or 25 laps, the fuel will be going out at 4% a lap, so should be able to do 2 full laps with a flashing fuel light. Okay, thank you for that, Pat. And Pat also saying some refueling to 100% offers to 85 to 95%, so maybe a bit of a difference in stint length in the second run. There we go, Pat is our man. Pat and Mika back on form. They're fact checkers in the endurance races. They always come to life in the chat, offering up very helpful information indeed. I thank them both. So Racer Brown, what a man. IR Graham then, with his fuel saving in the first stint, turned his pit stop around, got himself ahead of Liam Anfield by 1.2 seconds. Liam Anfield, though, looks to be on a push. He did a 30.7 his last time around in that Honda. IR Graham doing a 31.1. So yes, 4/10 faster for Liam Anfield at this point. Matt Psycho in 4th. Hey, Jam's in the chat saying cracking race so far. Hey, Jam. Sorry there, people. I was just downing the coffee. I'm reaching over for the flask now. I don't think the flask's going to keep the coffee warm, so I'll be drinking cold coffee. Looking at my cold pizza. Thinking what happened to my life. So Racer Brown leading then. 10.8 seconds, but he will pit before the boys behind him. IR Graham. He's losing places. Time to Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield on a push to try and get ahead of the Zing Grey Lexus. Yes, Lexus. There you go. Good guess. Thingamajig. And Jam saying, hey, hey. How's it going, bro? And there you can see now IR Graham under immense pressure from Liam Anfield. Shall we sit aboard the lone Honda? Oh my God. In this race, as we hunt ourselves a Lexus. So we're on lap 30 of 100. Just under a third of the way, I'd say. Lap 33 is about a third, isn't it? I'm only asking because I know there's a teacher out there. So Liam Anfield then pushing on, getting closer to the back of IR Graham. But IR Graham, we've seen, has great car control. And it's got to be a good will not to want to push the car, to be able to keep it at a pace, to look after your fuel the way he has in this race. But Racer Brown has been somewhat impressive with his different strategy. 33.33. So turn 3, I'm going to say that is. On the 33rd lap of the third turn, we are 1/3 of the race in. Racer Brown back into the pits again for his second stop. He is just breaking this down into short sprint races. And IR Graham takes the lead of the race. 4/10 ahead of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield thinking about doing a late break into the first corner. Thinks better of it. Tucks himself behind IR Graham, and he can use IR Graham to fuel save, really, if he just sits behind him. But Liam Anfield, he's on a push at the moment, it seems. He wants the lead. Matt Psycho, 3.1 seconds. Looks like I think he's looking after fuel this stint. I think his first stint was a track position. This stint is a distance. Length times distance equals positions. Did you like that one, Jam? So IR Graham leading a 31.1 from IR Graham the last time around. It's the fastest he's gone so far in this race, with Liam Anfield in second, managing a 31.1. Recurring, sorry, yes. So that was Jam, just correcting my math. So Matt there in third. He's doing a 31.3 at the moment, 3.1 seconds behind Liam Anfield, 12 seconds ahead of Racer Brown coming out of the pits, ahead of Skyjacker by 12 seconds. So Racer Brown on an absolutely stunning pace. But is it going to be too many pit stops when they get to the final lap? We will see. Wolves in the chat saying, come on Liam, I'm telling you, Liam is doing a cracking job. Ignore all the scuffs on his car. I just believe him and Matt Psycho can't see each other in the lobby. And he's really closing up to the back of IR Graham at the moment. The lone Honda, the only Honda out there. I have heard that Honda is a pig to drive. So Liam, obviously, he likes a troublesome girl. As he drives around chasing after IR Graham. I'm just leaning over, opening up my flask. Ooh, I tell you what, I heard air pop when I opened it, so that must mean it's maintained integrity and should still be hot. Oh, really shouldn't drink this much really in a 2.5 hour race. There'll be gaps where I need to go for a wee-wee, a piddly. And there, sat on board, Liam Anfield chasing around IR Graham. Stunning race. Shall we look at it from outside? Because the inside not giving it the dues it needs. IR Graham struggling. He can stay in defensive though. Binko also in the stream, the YouTube stream chat, saying the pit lane alarm sounded like a machine alarm at work. Nearly had a minor heart attack. Jam also saying the Honda is nice around here, but those Lexuses are strong cars. There you go. Yes, the man that ran the Super GTs. So he has. Oh, Graham losing the back end a little bit. Is that going to let Liam Anfield get the opportunity he's been looking for the last few laps? I am aware we've only been watching these two, and we will have a look back as Homesick Alien is leading the Group 3 cars. We'll look through the fields, but IR Graham looking to lose the back end, but it's given him some extra oomph, and he's bedded down, and he's doubled up. And Liam Anfield still half a second behind IR Graham. Matt Psycho 2.8 seconds behind these guys, running his own race and doing a fine job, keeping it nice and tidy in the Sick Children's Trust liveried Lexus. And yes, that was the charity we ran for our last endurance at Bathurst, and £1,000. Skyjacker got a lovely letter from him thanking us very much for it, and it was no skin off our nose. It was you lot really that did it. So a massive thank you to all of you lot out there that got involved and put a bit of money forward at a really tough time for everyone. Everyone's in the same boat at the moment, I know, and money isn't easy to come by. So yeah, huge thank you to everyone out there. You did a great job. And Matt Psycho carrying the livery because it's a charity very close to his heart, hence why we jumped on board with it. Jam in hang on. Yes, no, I've read that one, sorry. So Racer Brown still on his comeback, 11 seconds behind Matt Psycho at 30.6 last time around from Racer Brown. His strategy means he's got to go fast, but that means he's got to pit stop a lot. Skyjacker some 16.3 seconds behind Racer Brown. He's 4.2 seconds ahead of Daz. So Daz started to come back at Skyjacker, having a little nibble at the gap between him and Skyjacker. He did a 31.621 last time around. Skyjacker managing a 31.9. So either Skyjacker managing his fuel, or he is under threat from Daz on a comeback. Gazman, the Flying Scot, he's back onto some racing soft tyres now and showing some true pace. And he's now 14.9 seconds behind Daz. Those medium tyres might not have helped him. We'll keep an eye on that situation. Homesick Alien, he's 11 seconds ahead of Tiger. I don't know what's happened. Has Tiger pitted again? He did a 49.2 his last time around. Doesn't look like he's pitted again, and that is the only bad one. So yes, it looks like, I'll try, but I doubt it's going to do anything. No, he's still quite far behind the Alien there. I don't know what, 18 seconds ago. So I apologise. I missed whatever's happened at the front end of the Group 3 table, championship race. But Homesick Alien now 11.6 seconds ahead of Tiger. Tiger seems to have lost a whole chunk of time, and now Cymex only 4 seconds behind Tiger. On his soft tyres, he's off the mediums. The cat's out the bag, and he's on a push, and he's closing in on Tiger. Tiger, he's all sorts of wobbly out of that corner. I don't know what issues Tiger's having right now. He's back into the 39s the last time around, so it might have just been a one-off. Oh, what a shame we missed it. So Cymex then closing in on Tiger, with Noxie there in third as the leaders are coming through. Liam Anfield passes him, and he's got a Matt Psycho not too far behind, but Noxie having a great race there in third, just ahead of Cinemod. Have we lost someone else? No, five are in the Group 3s and 7 in the Group 2s. So Cinemod then 8.3 seconds behind Noxie, a 41.272 last time around for Cinemod. Noxie, oh god, what is that one? Noxie managing a 44.8, so Noxie not having a great lap his last time around. We'll see as he crosses the line this time, see if he can make much of it. A 40.9 for Noxie, and Cinemod just getting overtaken by Racer Brown, who's in fourth at the moment. He managed a 40.1, so Cinemod faster than Noxie. Oh no, yeah, a lot faster than Noxie, so Cinemod could close that gap between himself and Noxie, as Noxie is struggling with something, and he's got to pit very soon. He's got no fuel on board, where Cinemod's got half a tank of fuel. Interesting stuff then in the Group 3 racing. IR Graham still leading from Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield trying to make his way through the Group 3s at the moment. He's lost a bit of time to IR Graham as they cut through the traffic, and Matt Psycho's the one that's gained the most through the traffic, down to 7/10 now from Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield struggling with something in that Honda, and Matt Psycho right on his tail. And here we go then, the twitchy racing starts again, and brace yourself as the two cars, I suspect, can't see each other. That's my guess. Oh, Liam Anfield getting shaky as he's coming off the corner. There's something going on in that Honda he's not happy about. He's losing time on IR Graham. IR Graham going down the start straight. He's pulled out 2.5 seconds on Matt Psycho, now leading. Not leading, but he's ahead of Liam Anfield. So Matt Psycho edging ahead of the Honda. Honda having a bit of a shaky lap that last time around, and Racer Brown's got it under 10 seconds. He's got the time from them leaders to under 10 seconds. He's only 12 seconds behind IR Graham. What a comeback, awesome stuff. 18 seconds behind Racer Brown is Skyjacker. He's 4.3 seconds ahead of Daz. We saw Daz was closing in the time on Skyjacker as he crosses the line. We'll check it out. Across the line, 31.9 from Skyjacker. Daz not too far behind, coming across the line, 32.1, so the times are nothing between the two of them. Gazman, and he's 12 seconds, 13 seconds behind Daz. He's been doing 31s consistently all the way through. And he comes up to the line, he manages a 30.8, so Gazman on the move at the moment, faster than the two guys ahead of him. Homesick Alien all on his own in the lead, 12.5 seconds ahead of Tiger. Tiger struggling, well he's not, he's doing beautiful 39s except for that one lap on lap 30 when he did a 49.2. Don't know if he just put it onto the grass or just a little one wheel off. We've seen it easily happen. It happened to Racer Brown in the first lap. So Cymex only 2.1 seconds behind Tiger. He did a 39.4 his last time around. Tiger doing a 39.6. So yes, we've seen Cymex consistently getting faster laps than Tiger at this point in the race. And Tiger is going to be under threat from the Team 13 Polish driver. Cinemod back in 11th, some 16 seconds behind Cymex, and 28 seconds ahead of Noxie. What happened to Noxie? Oh, Noxie's been into the pits. He's been into the pits, he's topped right up, he's put mediums on. He's going for a long run, it seems. I love his livery. It's really cool. He's been doing some cracking liveries. He's been doing some cracking racing, some cracking liveries lately, as Noxie. Him and Guesty, I've got to say, unbelievable stuff. So IR Graham 2.3 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho only 3/10 ahead of Liam Anfield as they come through past Nissan, the leader of the Group 3 races, Homesick Alien in his Sharpie Nissan. Looking very sharp in there. Oh, well, these two can't see each other, so they're not going to nerf each other anyway. But Racer Brown now, another second down. Another second closer to those leaders. His crazy pace. When will he pit? In the chat then. Pat saying, I Bunting, retired lap 11. We have lost 3 drivers. Yes, we have. But the servers, I think, have been a bit shaky tonight. So Racer Brown then 8.2 seconds behind Liam Anfield and 21 seconds now ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker, oh, who was that then? Daz is coming up to lap. Oh, either one of the GT87 boys. I don't know which one though. Cinemodel. It's looking like he's struggling to lap one of the GT87 boys. There he goes. Daz through. 4.3 seconds. Behind Skyjacker, he's on a push. Gazman there in 7th. A 31.9 last time around from him, 11.5 seconds. We're just about to hit the 1 hour mark, 38 laps into this race. And it's been a corker. Going on to the Group 3s then. We've got Homesick Alien, 12.5 seconds ahead of Tiger. Tiger there, he's only 1 second ahead of Cymex. Cymex has really caught up Tiger in these last few laps. Remember it, for heaven's sake. So sat on board with Cymex on their lap 36. I think I said the Group 2 cars are on lap 38, aren't they? So double check that. So Cymex then in 3rd place where Noxie was. Noxie's pitted, he's right at the back at the moment, waiting for these guys to make their second stops. Tiger's lost a lot of time on the leader there, Homesick Alien. And now he's within a second of Cinemod. No, Cinemod, Cymex, sorry, who we're sat on board. A Team 13 driver, Cymex. We had Jokus and Cymex, but Jokus got disconnected. And he was holding his own up there with the Nissans in the Group 2 category. And now we've got Cymex on board, closing in on a GT87 Tiger. And it's very interesting stuff at the moment between these two. As they brake heavily into the first corner. Cymex ever pulling closer. We'll have a quick run through, see how these guys look in a minute. IR Graham then, 2.7 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho 7/10 ahead of Liam Anfield. They've all got roughly about half a tank of fuel. I don't think we'll see them pitting for a while yet. And I cannot believe on lap 40 how close these guys are still to each other. That is unbelievable. Racer Brown's got it down to 6.2 seconds at the moment. Unbelievable pace from the VRC driver. Oh yeah, come on. Shake it up, Racer Brown. Get on up. Get on up. Get on down. Skyjacker then in a 5th place, 25 seconds behind Racer Brown, only 3.2 seconds ahead of Daz. Daz on a push at the moment, a 31.6 last time around for Daz. Skyjacker doing a 32.5. Skyjacker struggling with something. He's also behind Cymex, who's chasing Cinemod, I think. No, Tiger. Cymex is chasing Tiger for 2nd place. And there we can see Skyjacker, he's struggling to get past the car. He's come across him really at the wrong time. And it's down to 3 seconds now with Daz. But Skyjacker using Cymex as a tow. And he blasts on by there. And returns the favour by giving Cymex a bit of a tow. There you go. And a little hazard flash from Cymex to say thank you. Look at this. The respect out there is beautiful. And it really has helped Cymex. Look how close he's got to Cinemod now. And it's down to Skyjacker. He's gone straight up the inside, and it's 5.4 seconds from Daz. Daz has dropped right off there. I thought this was a great opportunity to Daz to come back at him, but for some reason he's lost a bit of time somewhere at the end of that lap. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know if he made a fumble in the first corner, maybe. Nothing that we can see anyway. No. Unsure. It looked like Daz was really closing in on Skyjacker. Then the next time we saw him, he was 5 seconds. We're not going to see it. There you go. Well, yeah, he's dropped 5 seconds on Skyjacker. Somehow, some way. There, IR Graham 1.7 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho absolutely trouncing it. Liam Anfield dropping down to 1.5 seconds behind Liam and behind Matt Psycho. These two, there's been nothing in it between Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield all evening, with IR Graham just sitting in their wake. And they're flying around now, as you can see. IR Graham and Liam Anfield both up in that first sector. IR Graham with just over a quarter of a tank of fuel in the cars. The tyres are looking absolutely fine, so I think these guys are a mile away from a pit stop at this point. And that Psycho, they're all just a tenth or two down on their own times as they come around. There's nothing in it between any of them. IR Graham's coming across a Noxie now in the Group 3 Nissan. Noxie getting off the road and out the way. Matt Psycho also coming across the Nissan. And again, no issues there as Liam Anfield. Oh, dearie me. That didn't work out very well for Liam Anfield there. With Noxie trying to stay out of the way. And Liam Anfield losing about a second. Oh, Noxie's just gone. Noxie just went off the road. He's smashed in. Oh, he's put himself some medium. Oh, we saw he put some medium tyres on. He's reversed himself back up. He's 31 seconds behind Cinemod. It's a long stint to get that. Oh, Cymex has got past Cinemod. Oh, my lords. Oh, no, he's chasing Tiger. Sorry, he's not chasing. Because the two cars look exactly the same. I get myself mixed up. But yeah, he hasn't got past Tiger yet, but he's really on his tail. But Cymex is in dire need of a pit stop with the fuels flashing, and it looks like Tiger's back wheels are not getting any traction, no coercion with the tarmac, as I keep seeing his back end stepping out in that Lexus. Meanwhile, they have the Flying Scot coming up to lap them. And do we see Cymex jump into the pits? He's just come across to get a tow off of the Nissan there. And there you see the leader of the Group 3 category just getting lapped by Skyjacker. Lap 40 for these guys in the Group 3s. He's 12.5 seconds. That time has not changed for lap after lap ahead of Tiger. So no matter what Tiger can do, he can't get any closer. And now he's got Cymex breathing down his neck. It's unbelievable stuff, but Cymex really does have to think about a pit stop pretty soon. Mika in the chat saying Tiger has white wing mirrors and window sticker. Cinemod has black. Okie doke. I'll try and keep an eye out for that one. I can see now when you say it, he's got white ones, but I didn't. So Tiger trying to defend from Cymex. Cymex there, going up the inside. Is this the move? Lexus on Lexus action. He's not quite got it up there enough. Let's get on board with Cymex, the Polish Team 13 driver. Oh, he got a wiggle on coming out of the corner there. And that has given Tiger the opportunity just to edge away a little bit. And Cymex, he's going to have to go into the pits. He's never going to try. Oh, the back end going again from Cymex. He's really struggling to get some traction down on the track. So IR Graham leading. No, well, yeah, I think he has, because I did notice Cymex then. Tiger has got the white ones, and Cinemod has got... Well, that angle doesn't help, but when you're looking at the front, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can see they're black. It's just I've got to remember it. I am the part that doesn't work in that scenario. The actual wing mirrors being black and white is perfect and brilliant. and genius. The only problem with it is the nutter who talks has a 3-second memory. So next time I go back to him, I'll say, oh, that's who's got the black wing mirrors. It's Cinemod, is it? No. But there you go. IR Graham. He's coming up to Cinemod. He's got the black wing mirrors. See? I can tell. Car 56. And IR Graham then lapping the Group 3 car. Matt Psycho. He's getting closer. 1.2 seconds. It was up to 2 and a bit seconds for IR Graham. And Matt Psycho is eking himself closer. This is a very interesting race. Any of these top 3, top 4, 1.5 seconds behind Liam Anfield, 6 seconds behind IR Graham. Did just someone join the party for the win? I think they may have done. I'm not sure, but they could well have done that. And there you can see he's not far behind Liam Anfield at all. Wow, Racer Brown, something else. The pole sitter coming through. The story of the race. So IR Graham, from his first stint, looked like he was in a great position. The way he saved fuel, ahead of, sitting behind Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield. They burned through their fuel pretty quick. IR Graham having to do the shorter pit stop, getting out ahead of these guys. Racer Brown having an off in the first lap, and then using a different strategy to the other guys, pitting somewhat earlier. He's had 2 stops so far, and even 2 stops in. And Liam Anfield's 1 stop, he's there, fighting for position for 3rd in this race. Man alive, there you go. Smoke him a kipper. He'll be back for breakfast. Racer Brown going up into 3rd spot in his Lexus. Nothing Liam Anfield can do about it. Just sit behind the Lexus and try and get a tow. IR Graham then just under 1/4 of a tank of fuel. His tyres are just nicely warmed up. And he's got Matt Psycho chasing him down. 1.3 seconds, 1/4 of a tank of fuel. And his tyres just in the sweet spot, I imagine. As we're on a lap 46 of 100, 4 laps away from halfway. And Racer Brown then up into 3rd spot. Who would have thunk it? We knew it was a long race. But Racer Brown absolutely owning Fuji at the moment. Liam Anfield in his wake, 1 second behind, but Liam Anfield may have gone into a bit of fuel save mode. We are unaware of what his plans are in that car. 5th place for Skyjacker, 40 seconds behind Liam Anfield, only 3 seconds ahead of Daz. It's seesawing between the 2 of them. Daz got it down to 3 seconds earlier, and the next time he came back it was 5 seconds. So car 51, he's in a battle for 5th place with Skyjacker, and it'll be very interesting to see how that one pans out as the race develops. Gazman, don't count him out, although he is 33 seconds behind Daz. It's going to be a tough one for him, starting on those medium tyres. May have lost a bit too much time in the first stint, but I think he's got a lot more fuel. So yeah, these guys are going to pit a lot earlier than Gazman. So yeah, no, don't count him out, because he's only a pit stop behind the guys ahead of him, and I think he is making a pit stop less than them. So later on in the race we may see that Nissan, because it does look mighty fine, I've got to say. It is a lovely looking livery. They all are, though. I can't put a pin in my favourite one. Well, I could if I really was pushed to, but it would be quite, is it narcissistic if I did? Because that'd be my favourite one, but that'd be the one that I've done. So look, it's got a cat on the back. How can you not love it? If you look at the back of it, it's a big cat trying to catch some eyes underneath. Pat saying Gazman's 2nd pit stop, lap 43. Oh, was someone pitted then? Oh, did he pit then? 7th Gazman? Oh yeah, no, he has pitted again, you're right. Sorry, I do apologise. So he'll be in it when these 2 pit, I imagine. There's only 2 seconds between Skyjacker and Daz. Daz on a real push now. Let's get on board with the Daz. Dazarataz. Dazamataz. How are you guys doing out there? You got through your nachos yet? Your Pringles going down well? I've just emptied the rest of my coffee flask out, so that's the end of that. Be on to the Red Bulls next. Still looking at that cold pizza that I burnt earlier. As we sat on board with Daz, he's got it down to less than 2 seconds, chasing down Skyjacker. What a battle that's going to turn out to be. Let's have a look around then. So IR Graham are leading the way. So far we're on lap 48, very close to the halfway mark, with Matt Psycho just under 2 seconds behind in his Lexus. Then Racer Brown moving up into 3rd place in this race, but he's on a different strategy to those around him. He's only a second behind Matt Psycho now. There is nothing stopping this dude. In 4th is Liam Anfield. He's dropped some time. He's 3.6 seconds behind Racer Brown now. Looks like that Honda is very fidgety around the back end. And Liam Anfield doing all he can to try and fight that car under control. He's been racing for an hour and 14 minutes so far. He must be getting tired arms out there. Mika Wivery says on to second top of Pringles. Whoa, slow down there. Slow down there, Miss Mika. And there's Skyjacker. Is lapping Cymex, sorry. Nothing's no, it's always something to get excited about. I wonder how Cymex is doing. We'll get down there in a minute and have a look. So, Skyjacker, as he's getting past Cymex, Daz is getting it down to 1.2 seconds. Daz taking no time whatsoever to get past Cymex. So now it's a second between Daz and Skyjacker. This is crazy stuff. Unbelievable, Jeff. Cracking racing then. Less than a second. Skyjacker looks like he's going to drop it into the pits. No, he's gone over there to try and avoid Daz getting a tow. Daz says, keep your stinking toe. I don't need it, mate. I'm doing it in the corners. Boom. I'm dropping it like it's hot. Mofos. Check me out, yo. As I spin my thing. No, don't say spin around Skyjacker, for heaven's sakes. So Daz there, less than a second now. This is it. Skyjacker under pressure. In the chat, iBunting saying IRG is on a push, and Mika Wivery says, to be fair, first tub was half empty. Okay, all right then. The Pringle police are back in the box. And Skyjacker, I want to look at IR Graham because IR Graham's on a push, but it's very close between Skyjacker and Daz. So IR Graham then, he's coming through traffic. He's 1.3 seconds. He's done a 31.773. The fuel is down, and he wants to get himself past Noxie. This traffic is really playing effect. Oh, Racer Brown's up. Racer Brown's ahead of Matt Psycho. I do apologise. I should have kept an eye on it. Here we go. He did it in the tow. Oh, one of the replays worked. Fantastic. Let's all take a moment here and enjoy this moment when the replay actually works. There you go. Racer Brown under tow, late on the brakes, down into turn 1, and he grabs second spot from Matt Psycho. Brilliant stuff as IR Graham gets past Noxie. And there we see Racer Brown 1.4 seconds behind IR Graham. Matt Psycho. Fuel is also flashing. They're all flashing. They're all going to come in at the same time, aren't they? We're going to be watching everyone pit. So IR Graham, he's just coming around, he's leading the way. As they're getting past, coming past the leader of Group 3, Homesick Alien in the Sharpie Nissan. Matt Psycho, cars twitching, fuel's empty. Racer Brown ahead. It's all the things he does not like. Liam Anfield there in 4th. 4 seconds are behind these guys. He's just come up towards Noxie. Skyjacker in 5th with a closing Daz coming behind. Gazman there, 35 seconds behind him. And then we've got IR Graham into the pits. They're all going to pit. Racer Brown and Matt Psycho all in the pits. Liam Anfield, he's continued on. Liam Anfield trying to get an advantage on track whilst they're all in a stationary position. And there we see IR Graham getting to his blocks. Matt Psycho getting to his blocks. Racer Brown already at his blocks. It's a race of polygon mechanics now, fighting it out there. And Skyjacker is in 5th place ahead of Daz by a second with We was trying to have a look at the Group 3. So there we go, Group 3. Holmes Galen, he looks like he's ready for a pit stop. Liam Anfield just coming up to pit him. He's 15.9 seconds. Oh, Liam Anfield saying, get out of the way, get out of the way, move, 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 move. I've got people in the pits, man. Oh, did Liam Anfield throw that out wide in his haste to get past? There you go, very Hamilton-like. Liam Anfield, like it. Love someone who emulates an F1 driver, and there he goes. He finally gets himself past the leader of the Group 3 cars, ahead of Tiger by 15 seconds. Tiger ahead of Simex by a long way. Has Simex pitted? Yes, it looks like Simex pitted of recent. Yes, put medium tyres on again, did Simex. Cinemod down in 4th. Noxie there. So how does the pit stops all unfold? There's Liam Anfield still leading. Io Graham's the first one out of the pits, ahead of Racer Brown, who is ahead of Matt Psycho. Meanwhile, Daz and Skyjack are both in. It's a battle of the pit stops here. It looks like Skyjack has won that one. Is he? He is just ahead of Daz. Daz still in the pits. He's coming out. And there's Gazman. Gazman slipping it right up there. Ding dong, I'm in this race, boys. Thank you for pitting and bringing me back into play. He's 2.5 seconds behind Skyjacker and only a second ahead of Daz. Holmes Galen brings it in, and is there something there? Tiger also looks like he needs to bring that into the pits as well as the Alien, and there he goes as he comes across the track to take it into the pit lane. Simex, we believe, has already made his pit stop, but he's gone onto the medium tyres, which are somewhat slower than the racing softs. They may take you longer into the race, but it seems to me from the outside it looks like it's not worth, the juice is not worth the squeeze. The loss in lap times isn't worth the length that they go. And Binko popping up in the chat saying, I'm on my first tin of Relentless, about to clock my 57th hour of work this week with a chicken sandwich and Kit Kats for lunch. Thrilling. Now, are you going to have all fingers of the Kit Kat, or are you going to space those Kit Kats out a little bit? I mean, what are we talking? We're going to we get 4 fingers, is it? 4 or 5? 4 fingers a bar? Or have you got one of those measly little 2-finger bars? Because that's just not going to wash. If you've got a 2-finger bar Kit Kat, you need 2 of those. When someone puts one of those 2-finger Kit Kat bar things in my lunch pack, I am like, oh, let me talk to you about quantities. So Liam Anfield now coming into the pits. Where is IR Graham going to leak out after all of this? 22 seconds. Liam Anfield, he's a net 4th at the moment. IR Graham there's going to take the lead of the race, but he's got Racer Brown 4 tenths behind. This is the battle you wanted to see. The Giants, the clash of the Titans. IR Graham, Liam Anfield, Matt Psycho and Racer Brown. Racer Brown and IR Graham side by side going down the straight here on lap 53 of this endurance race. Racer Brown takes the lead. He's into the first corner first, and that is it, but IR Graham's coming back at him. It's crazy stuff here. IR Graham on the back of Racer Brown, and this is the battle. 1 hour and 21 minutes into this race, and we've got Racer Brown and IR Graham 3 tenths apart. 3 seconds down the road is Matt Psycho, and 8 seconds further down is Liam Anfield, and these guys are trussed in a battle right now. Racer Brown then pulling away. He's just got the fastest lap of the race, a 1:30.177. Our pole sitter is showing the guys how it is done in a Group 2 car. IR Graham though, he's canny, he's clever, and he's a tactical genius. So IR Graham, you know, is looking after tyres, looking after fuel, looking after everything in that car as he hunts his prey, sits behind Racer Brown and lets Racer Brown punch a hole in the air for him. Matt Psycho then playing catch up, 3.4 seconds behind. He fueled up a lot more than the guys behind him, so Matt Psycho planning to go a little further than the guys ahead, and Liam Anfield 7.5 seconds behind, with Skyjacker now in his battle with Gazman and Daz. Nothing in it between them as they're trying to pass Simex in the Group 3 cars. Skyjacker 1.4 seconds ahead of Gasman. Gasman at 31.4 last time around. Skyjacker managing at 32.0, and Daz there managing at 31.4. So not only have we got the battle at the top, there's a battle in the middle here with Skyjacker, Gasman and Daz absolutely talked in a battle there. Homesick Alien is 16.3 seconds ahead of Tiger in second. Well, he's in first, but Tiger's in second for the Group 3 cars. It looks like it's a slam dunk for Homesick Alien, but we're not even halfway yet. So anything could happen, and nothing ever is a slam dunk in endurance racing. Tiger then in second spot, 12 seconds ahead of Cymex. Cymex on those medium tyres, and we are intrigued to see how that plays out for him. Are we down to 11 cars? Oh, Noxie's gone now. So 11 cars. This is a race of attrition. Fuji, the mountain, is taking its victims. And Racer Brown 9/10 ahead of IR Graham now. IR Graham not having the pace in his Lexus that Racer Brown is enjoying right now in this race. Matt Psycho 3.5 seconds behind IR Graham. Mama Sykes in the chat saying she is loving it. So am I. This is crazy stuff. From 1 minute talking about quantities of Kit Kats to screaming about Racer Brown and IR Graham bumper to bumper. What more could you wish for with your Friday evening? And there we see Racer Brown grabbing a small toe off of the Team 13, not Team 13, sorry, GT87 racing team. I'm going to have a guess at Cinemod. Yeah, with the black wing mirrors. There you go. Mastered it. So Racer Brown 1.1 seconds ahead of IR Graham. Matt Psycho 3.4 seconds, got more fuel, had a bit of a longer pit stop than the guys ahead of him. He's also thinking tactically right now as we're coming into the second half of the race. And it's up for anyone, the top four, anyone in that top four can win the Group 2s at the moment. Racer Brown, IR Graham, Matt Psycho or Liam Anfield. Who will be the man on the top shelf? Skyjacker in that battle with Gasman and Daz. Daz dropping off a little bit now, 3 seconds behind Gasman. Did a 32.7 his last time around. He's getting a tow from Tiger, I'd guess. Maybe it's Cinemod. Maybe these guys have caught Cinemod up. No, that is Tiger. White rear wing mirrors. Boom! And then we go on to the leader of the Group 3s at the moment. Homesick Alien absolutely owning the Fuji track here in his Nissan. Sharpy sharp, it looks sharp. And he's flying, 17.9 seconds ahead of Tiger. Tiger pushing that Lexus for all it's worth. He did a 39.772 last time around. Homesick Alien doing a 38.5. So Tiger, oof. He's got to up that pace a little bit, but maybe he's in a big fuel save mode. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve that is going to get him closer to the Alien. Cymex some 13.1 seconds behind Tiger. The Group 3 cars spanned out quite a bit now. Medium tyres for Cymex. He's 32 seconds ahead of Cinemod, who is our last remaining racer, but at least he's still in the game. Whilst we've had a lot of disconnects so far this evening. Racer Brown, who'd have thunk it, eh? Last on lap 1, leading lap 56, 1.5 seconds ahead of IR Graham, keeping a lovely consistent mid-30s lap time, whereas IR Graham, he's now moved it up into the 30s. He was maintaining 31s, as we assume. He's looking after that fuel, but Racer Brown's got a little bit more fuel than IR Graham. So Racer Brown, he really has literally got himself up with the leaders with short pit stops, short stints, and now he's with the leaders. He's on the same, he can go on the same tactics as them. So you have to say Racer Brown has done an absolute stunning job. There is the war-wounded Matt Psycho's Lexus there, after being brutalised by a Honda for the first part of this race. And he's 3.5 seconds behind IR Graham. We're guessing that he is looking after his fuel as best he can. Jam in the chat saying Racer Brown and the Lexus are a perfect partnership. He's doing an absolute crazy job out there, is Racer Brown, from where he was on lap 1. I think, get on board with Mr. Psycho for a lap in his Lexus. Binko in the chat saying, thingy, they are two-fingered ones. They come as dark mint original and hazelnut. I don't know if I've had hazelnut before. Interesting. Pick your poison. Who dropped? I didn't hear it. Oh, Noxie. I think Noxie's gone. Noxie. I saw him at the side of the road letting the leaders through, so maybe he just thought he was out of it and couldn't come back, or maybe it was a connection issue, as we have seen in this lobby. We've had a couple. Sat on board with Matt Psycho, making his way round. He's on the podium, on the final step of the podium. He's done a mighty fine job tonight. He did message me. No, me. I talk to all the stars, but I did get a private message from Matt Psycho saying that he's got a really bad shoulder. He's really injured his shoulder badly. So he said if he suddenly drops off or disappears, it's probably because the pain is too much to bear anymore. So Matt Psycho doing an absolutely cracking job carrying an injury in that car, and I believe he has got a Fanatec, or whatever it is you say it. I always said Fanatec, but I think it's pronounced Fanatec. And you need muscles to drive one of them. That's not belt. That bad boy is coming through the shaft. That feedback. It's not just got some rubber belt trying to shake your wheel a little bit. So hats off to the man Psycho out there. Pat saying Racer Brown has done 3 stops, everyone else 2, and he's still leading. I know, it's crazy stuff in it. I'm sure IR Graham, Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield are all scratching their heads a little bit out there, wondering who pulled this boy's chain, eh? Where did he come from? IR Graham, Matt Psycho, Liam Anfield sharing out the championships between them quite happily, and then this young whippersnapper turns up and slaps his willy on the table and says, look at the size of this, boys. Hey, you've seen anything that big? Give me your championships. So Pace in the chat saying, oh guys, oh no, I'm really surprised we didn't see no South Africans in this endurance. I always love seeing South Africans race. It's a cracking. But no Kale, no Pace, none of you guys. Snubbed by the South African community. Is it something I said? Is it when I do my accent? My white bread? Brown bread. Because it's Lethal Weapon, guys. That's where I learn all my South African stuff from. Get me rigs. I have diplomatic immunity. See? Uncanny. You'd think I was one of you guys. Racer Brown. I love South Africans. I've worked with a few of them. They have got the best sense of humour. Dark, but brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If you want to have a laugh, go and find a South African, because they'll have you guffawing. Racer Brown then 1.5 seconds ahead of IR Graham. And Pace in the chat saying PS4 less at this stage. Shall join again when PS5 around. Oh, okay. He had to sell his PS4 for his skag problem, obviously. Was it worth it though, Pace? That's what you got to ask yourself at the end of the day. I've just made that up. Don't sue me, please. Matt Psycho in third. I don't even know if South Africans would know what a skag problem was. Liam Anfield, they're high on life, them guys. They don't need drugs. So Liam Anfield in 4th with Skyjacker there in 5th. He's still ahead of Gazman, but Gazman's really closed that gap between the two of them. Gazman's 6/10 behind Skyjacker in his Nissan, but he's low on fuel. Skyjacker there, he's on heavy on fuel. He's got loads of it. He's got an abundance of fuel, where Gazman is struggling. He's going to have to come in. The Flying Scot is going to fly into the pits, and Daz losing about 5 seconds on the battle ahead of him. He'll be loving that they're come together, because then they'll be fighting each other, and he can close that distance down. In the chat, Garrett said worth it, busy on PC, ACC, and Garrett said, but miss you guys for sure. Miss you, Pace. I love a bit of sheep action. So a Racer Brown 2.2 seconds ahead of IR Graham. That's because he was far away from Racer Brown. He has to shout it. See, Matt Psycho closing in as well. 2.7 seconds from IR Graham. We're on lap 60. Only 40 or more to go. And Liam Anfield, he can't quite stay on that pace as them guys. He did a 32.4 his last time around. He's coming up to half a tank of fuel. Tyres still looking good for Liam Anfield, but he's just losing pace in this later part in the race from the guys ahead of him. He's not done enough press-ups as Liam Anfield to keep up with these guys. You've got to have a strict gym regime. Keep that physical fitness up to last the length of these races. You have to run for at least 2.5 hours before you take part in a 2.5 hour race sat on your butt, turning a plastic wheel. Racer Brown then 2.2 seconds ahead of IR Graham, who's 4 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho's 7.7 seconds, so Matt Psycho's dropped a bit of time there, hasn't he? A 32.1, is he going into a fuel save again? 31.0 from IR Graham. He doesn't want to let Racer Brown go, but Racer Brown's on a different strategy. And are we seeing that IR Graham is in the midst of a crisis? Does he stick to his strategy, or does he race along with Racer Brown and copy Racer Brown's strategy? Because it's darn well working for him. These guys probably assumed too much pit lane action will cost them and being on track better, but Racer Brown has gone to prove short stints, lots of pit stops is working. Gasman then into the pits. He was only 7/10 behind Skyjacker. Skyjacker continues on. Daz moves up into 6th place, whilst Gasman has to replenish that fuel to come out in 7th for the Group 2 race. Homesick Alien then 20 seconds he's gained. He's made up on Tiger. Whoa, Tiger sliding the Lexus around the corners. He's 14.2 seconds ahead of Cymex. Cymex at 39.2. Saw he took those mediums out. It's a very interesting strategy that Cymex is playing. 46 seconds ahead of Cinemod. You've got to feel bad for Cinemod. All his friends have gone. We've lost Noxie, iBuntin, was it? And I mean, Jokers was Group 2. Sorry. Pace in the chat saying, but miss you guys for sure. Oh yeah, I read that one. Awesome. So Racer Brown then 1.7 seconds. IR Graham is this the traffic again? Playing into it. Racer Brown 1.4 seconds ahead of IR Graham. No sign of any pit stops just yet, but IR Graham's got to clear the leader of the Group 3 racers. And there he goes, getting past the Sharpie Nissan, and he's only 1.4 seconds behind Racer Brown. 4.1 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho, a 31.3 last time around. He's still got to come up to those lapped cars, or the Group 3 cars. They're not so much lapped, or they are lapped, but they're in a different race altogether. Liam Anfield has closed that 8 seconds back up to 6 seconds, so he's closing in on Matt Psycho at this point in the race. Makes you feel that something may be happening pretty soon. Mika Wivery in the chat saying, what are the tyres, Regs? I can't see it mentioned in Discord. Is he not put it in the mission brief? What am I on? Tyre wear ×2, fuel ×2 is the settings. And it's free choice on tyres, yeah, you don't have to use, you can use whatever tyres you want. So Racer Brown there, leading the way, 1.6 seconds ahead of IR Graham. And we're at that point now where we're wondering what the next move is from these guys, or what are they planning on doing? When are they thinking of pitting? Are they only going to try and do one more stop before the end of this race? Can they manage an hour? I don't think they can. We saw them go to about 20, 24 laps, 25 laps, didn't we? And there's still 37 laps left of this race for the Group 3 cars. Racer Brown leading from IR Graham. 4.5 seconds behind them is Matt Psycho. Liam Anfield is he's seesawing a second or so behind Matt Psycho. Fifth is Skyjacker. He's 46 seconds behind those leaders, but he's 6.7 seconds ahead of Daz. Daz and Gazman in an absolute awesome race together. Gazman on a different strategy as those guys ahead of him. But as you've seen, after those last set of pit stops, put him in close proximity to the guys. He split them up. And there we see Racer Brown coming through. Racer Brown looks like he's very close to lapping Gazman, lapping his own field. Here's Racer Brown and IR Graham. Matt Psycho, I've gone through these, sorry, I keep going through them because I'm getting distracted. There we go. So in the Group 3s we see Homesick Alien leading by nearly 19.5 seconds. Half a tank of fuel, his tyres are getting nicely roasted. There is Tiger. Barely used his tyres, half a tank of fuel, 39.3 for him the last time. So it's just like that one lap that we saw that he was 10 or so seconds slower that's really cost him in this race. Other than that, him and Alien are on pretty much the same pace. Cymex there, 16.3 seconds behind Tiger. On those medium tyres, he's just unable to get the pace down and get any closer to Tiger, but he's hoping the pit stops are going to sort all of that out. And Cinemod there, he's just getting lapped by a Matt Psycho. He's some 51 seconds behind Cymex now, which is quite difficult. I've got to say, it's horrible being in that position with Cinemod. We know that he's fast, we know that he's got the same pace as the guys ahead of him, but when you lose the pack, you can't keep that pace, especially for these long races. You really need a pace setter before you. You need someone to follow, a tow buddy or something, someone to keep your pace up, because when you're driving around on your own, it's very easy to get distracted and you lose a little bit of pace, and that all adds up over 2.5 hours. So poor Cinemod losing the pack a little bit, and now he's got no one around him to push him, and it's a tough job when you're on your own trying to G yourself up. Racer Brown, he needs no G'ing up at the moment. He's got 2 seconds ahead of IR Graham. He's just coming up to lap the Flying Scott. No, I like Gazman's car, I've got to say, I really do. I like the light blue fading into black. It's very cool. 64 laps in now. Racer Brown, he's been on an adventure in this race, and he's done an absolutely cracking job. Done a pit stop more than the guys around him. He fell to the back of the pack at the very beginning from pole. He's fought his way through the whole field, pitted 1 time extra than the guys ahead of him, and he's found himself leading the Fuji 2.5 hour race for Virtual Racers Club, our 4th endurance event, and it has not let us down one bit. It's been a cracker-lacquer. And there you see a Racer Brown getting himself past Gazman, a previous winner of the Bathurst. I was going to look up all the winners, I do apologise, I'm very lazy. Much battery space anyway on my phone. Oh, sorry, Binko, I never did choose a Kit Kat. I'll try the hazelnut. I don't want your dark mint. Stuff that one. Shove that one up your bum. Don't like dark chocolate, it's bitter. Ugh. But yeah, I'll give the hazelnut Kit Kat a go. But if you're just going to offer me 2 fingers, then I've got 2 fingers I can offer you back. 4 fingers for me, thank you. It's not, it's half a bar, is that? So Racer Brown, 2.9 seconds ahead of IR Graham. It's because he just lapped Gazman. I saw Gazman in the background. Confused me. IR Graham, 3 seconds. What's going on then, guys? What do you guys think out there? What's happening? Are they all going to pit at the same time again? Is Matt Psycho fuel saving? 4 seconds back there. Has Liam Anfield's pace dropped off a little bit? Well, he's got it back up to 6 seconds now to Matt Psycho. Is he doing what he can in that Honda? Is he saving stuff? He's somewhere halfway between a quarter and a half a tank of fuel. Matt Psycho, he's just a little bit more fuel than Liam Anfield's. Al Graham's got similar fuel loads, and Racer Brown's got more fuel loads than the both of them. All three of them put together. Oh, Daz is ahead of Skyjacker. Ooh, hang on. No, he's already ahead of Skyjacker. We missed that one. Sorry, guys. That was going to be awesome. Daz made an awesome move off Skyjacker. He went up onto the two wheels, jumped over a huge map, did a huge ramp, did a loop-to-loop, saved the world 3 times, and then overtook Skyjacker. So Daz doing an absolute awesome job. No, Skyjacker's back in front. Sorry. So we missed an overtaking manoeuvre. So we watched the replay to watch the missed overtaking manoeuvre, which the replay didn't show the overtaking manoeuvre, and we missed an overtaking manoeuvre while we were on replay. I wonder if I can do that, and I bet you we missed it again. Oh no, we might catch this one. Sorry guys. Oh, where is Daz? He's already gone. No, he's already missed it already. Pathetic thingy. What's wrong with you? So Daz only a second behind Skyjacker at this point. I think he was ahead of him at some point, but we got lost in the replay loop and missed everything in the end. So that's the way it goes in life. You roll the dice. Sometimes it comes up, sometimes it don't. So Mika Wivery, as she says in the chat, my prediction: 1 to 3 will pit on lap 75. Liam will stay out. Full track position. There you go. Great call. Great call. So you're saying lap 75. 7 laps away then for these guys. 3.4 seconds. Racer Brown's pulled out a little bit on IR Graham at 31.1 last time around for Racer Brown. IR Graham at 31.4. So it's been this lap that IR Graham's lost the time. Matt Psycho at 4.5 seconds behind those guys, but he's doing okay with fuel. They're all doing okay with fuel, really. And Liam Anfield's 7 seconds behind Matt Psycho. This is very interesting between the top 4. I still couldn't call you a winner at the moment. Well, earlier on, if you'd really punched me and tortured me for an answer, I'd probably give you IR Graham when he was following Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield. I thought he was fuel saving very well. I thought he was going to come out looking good, but I didn't notice Racer Brown absolutely flying in the background. And I'd say at this point in the race, on lap 68, I am leaning towards Racer Brown for the win. I really do. I thought his pit stops weren't going to work for him. I thought this was just to get track position, and it wasn't going to come his way. But yeah, I've got to say, it's looking very strong for a Racer Brown win today. He's already won an endurance. Oof. Liam, the first in, 68, lap 68. These guys not even thinking about a stop yet. Skyjacker way too far back to make an impact on Liam Anfield's life at the moment. But he's 3.8 seconds ahead of Daz. Daz is 12.8 seconds ahead of Gazman. Gazman and Cymex looking like they're coming across each other in the corner, but they both carry on through. No harm, no foul. But Gazman only 13 seconds behind Daz. Remember, Gazman's pitted. Oh, Daz is taking that car right out to the very far distance you can in that corner. And Skyjacker there keeping it on track, keeping it together for that 5th place. It's under threat from Daz and Gazman. Meanwhile, Homesick Alien still holding that 19-second lead on Tiger, maintaining a lovely 39-point-something second consistent lap times. Just over a quarter of a tank of fuel. Tiger there, he's got a little bit more fuel than the Alien. Looks like he's worn his tyres a little bit more. He's maintaining those 39s as well. There was nothing in it between him and the Alien really today. Cymex on those medium tyres, but he's coming to the end of his fuel tank, so he will have to pit pretty soon and decide what he wants to do with his tyres. He'll continue, and this will help Cinemod. Cinemod's just pitted. He's tanked right up, but he is a minute and a half behind Cymex, so not much there to make up. And there goes Mika Wivery saying, well, that blows my prediction. Liam will need a splash and dash, surely. Possibly trying for the undercut. Yeah, it does seem Liam's just nipped in. Tried to top up with fuel, get some nice fast tyres on. See if he can put some qualifying laps in. Whilst these guys have got old fuel tank, old tyres, not doing optimum lap times at this point in the race. And maybe Liam Anfield thinks that's the way he can get himself back involved in the fight for the win, because at the moment you've got to say he's looking, the pace in the later half of this race has gone away from him and the Honda, and Racer Brown still looking strong for a win. Ooh, the comments have just gone 69. Oh, and it moved to 70 almost straight away. Damn, we were on 69, Pat. You were 69 just for a second or two. Don't think he can make the end though. Did 27 for second stint, and that was the longest of anyone. Pat is absolutely on fire with the keeping an eye out on who's doing what. Vinco in the chat saying, to be honest thingy, I'd get the 4 fingers 1, 2, but when you get 9 2 fingers to 4 fingers 1, that's more snacks. Yes, you're right. Very clever. You do the math when you do shopping. I just look at food. Mika saying, yep, gonna need a splash and dash for Liam Anfield at the end of the race. That's what Mika and Pat, our stream experts, have come up with. The folks in the background, the ones that know more than me, at least. So Liam Anfield then, he's done a splash. He didn't put full fuel in, so he definitely is gonna have to come in again. My cat's being weird. I'm guessing they need food, because they're all staring at me. Very interesting what these leaders are going to do. Doesn't look like any of them are interested in pitting just yet. Mika gave the call at lap 75, and that probably is to get them to the end of the race. It's looking very likely indeed. The battle with Skyjacker and Daz. 6.6 seconds Skyjacker is ahead of Daz. Daz 7. Oh, Gasman's really closing in on Daz at the moment with his different pit strategy. Daz is going to have to pit. Oh no, they've got similar fuels. But Daz's tyres are a lot older than Gasman at the moment. Gasman doing a 31.6 last time around, and Daz are doing a 32.1. So they'll be closing up for the end of this race. Homesick Alien leading the Group 3 cars ahead of Tiger by 20 seconds. Tiger 26.3 seconds ahead of Cymex. Cymex has come into the pits. He's come into the pits, but I think he's safe really. Cinemod, he seems too far back to Cinemod to be able to make any kind of move on Cymex in this. So Cymex just a nice leisurely pit stop, change fuel, change the tyres, get himself back out there. Bang tidy. So Racer Brown, 4 seconds. He's pulled out on IR Graham. IR Graham, is he eking it out? None of these got nervous about Liam Anfield's pit. I would have thought maybe some of them. I'd been tempted to cover him off, but they've decided not to. Liam Anfield, he might think, oh well, it worked for Racer Brown in the first stint of this race, of doing the sprint and stop, so maybe Liam Anfield giving it a go in the last 40 minutes of racing here. We're on lap 72 of 100. And yeah, I would not be surprised if Liam Anfield's changing things up here, trying something different, see if he can get himself at least on the podium ahead of Matt Psycho, because the Honda just isn't quite up to the Lexuses today. They're all Lexuses, isn't they, the top 3? Supercar is a Lexus. Hi, I'm Andy Parson. No, Alan Partridge. Hi, I'm Alan Partridge. I drive a Lexus. M in the chat saying, go on, IR Graham. So, IR Graham, a bit of support. I haven't seen that in the stream before. Go on, M. Is she IRM? IR Graham and IRM. I say she, it just, I can't see the picture. looks quite a strappy t-shirt in the picture, so I assume gender. I apologise, I always do. Well, I always assume dude first. You all get dude until someone opposes it and says, oh look, I'm a girl. I say, okay, you don't like being called dude then. Dudette. So Racer Brown 3.9 seconds ahead of IR Graham, 6.6 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. No one knows what's going to happen at the end of this race with the top three. Liam Anfield, he's getting purples. He came into the pits, he's changed things around, he's trying to make something happen for himself. Skyjacker there in fifth. He's 5.3 seconds ahead of Daz. Daz 3.7 seconds ahead of Gazman. Gazman's really closing in at the end here. Pat in the chat saying if Graham has support from the Secret Service, don't think anyone else has much chance. Oh, M from James Bond. Yeah, that's who provides his cars for him. Racer Brown 3.8 seconds ahead of IRG, who is 6.7 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Liam Anfield 27 seconds adrift of these guys, but he has pitted. He's on pressure tyre and he's trying to get that fastest lap in here. 30.588 is the fastest he's gone so far this evening. Fifth for Skyjacker in the relentless Nissan. Binko in the chat saying the name's Graham. IR Graham. Very good, Binko. Productive tonight, are we, Binko? Hey, having a productive evening at work. So Skyjacker in fifth with, oh god, Daz in sixth, 6.1 seconds. But oh my god, Gazman is closing in on Daz. This is the race on track. Is that Daz in front of us? No, that's Daz in front of us. No, that is Daz in front of us in the silver, red and black Nissan. And Gazman catching him up early doors in the straight. He hasn't got the toe though, has he? He's just about pulling alongside. It's going to be about the brakes, but unfortunately I don't think Daz has got any tyres with any grip anyway to call anything, so that is a slam dunk for Gazman. Similar fuel loads as well, so another one. There's Skyjacker, he's going to need a pit soon. So Gazman, another one on a different fuel strategy. It all comes together in the end. It's beautiful stuff. Homesick Alien leading the Group 3s from Tiger by 19 seconds. Cymex is in 10th. He's some 58 seconds behind Tiger now. Cymex on those medium tyres just lost way too much time, it seems. Lessons learned for the next endurance race. That's what it's all about. And Racer Brown doing everything correct so far. Sorry, I'm looking at my cat being a idiot. Graham, oh my lord, Graham's fuel has started flashing. Racer Brown a little bit more, and Matt Psycho also needing a pit. So has Liam done enough? Has he been? He's been doing a great pace, mid to late 30s in that Honda. He wants to get track position, like Mika mentioned in the stream, is what she assumed that early pit stop was for. And we're going to see these three streaming into the pits pretty soon, and it'll be what can Liam do, or what has he done? He's already done the work. He's laid down the lap times. Is it enough? It's a lick it and see, innit? Suck it and see. Skyjacker needing, so IR Graham, he's gone in. Racer Brown stayed out. Both of them have come in, Matt Psycho and IR Graham. So Liam Anfield, the moment of truth. He's coming around the final corner. Is it enough? Matt Psycho hasn't even got to his pit yet. There's IR Graham, he's getting his wheels changed. And Liam Anfield is on the pit straight. IR Graham, he's fueling up now. Matt Psycho's getting his tyres changed. There's Liam Anfield, he's halfway up the straight. Someone's moving in the pits. There's IR Graham, no one's moving. Someone else must have gone in. Homesick Alien's gone in. And there's Liam Anfield, he's in second, but is it? IR Graham's just leaving his box. There's Liam Anfield, I think IR Graham's going to be ahead. No, IR Graham behind. IR Graham is behind Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield got the undercut. but he's gone a lot less fuel than IR Graham. IR Graham's topped right up. That's going to take him all the way to the end of the race, we believe. And Liam Anfield, he may have to pit again. What is this the right thing to do for Liam Anfield? He's got himself ahead of IR Graham. Can he get himself ahead of Racer Brown? Racer Brown's on the fuel now, flashing. Matt Psycho now down to 4th, probably scratching his head, wondering what's happening. I don't imagine any of these guys would have imagined that Liam Anfield would come into the pits and only half fill the car, only splash and dash it. My words. Is this mind games, or is this an actual tactical manoeuvre by Liam Anfield? Bingo in the chat says productive, question mark, question mark, question mark. Well, I put the pro in productive, but my colleague would probably say productively bone idle. I'm a man after my own heart. I also have a workmate that likes to mention how little I do. It gets annoying after a while. I don't need to be told how little I do. I know how little I do. I make it an artwork form of doing little as possible. So I don't need someone in the background saying I don't do very much, because I know I don't do very much. So, sorry, Racer Brown is in the pits. So is it enough for Liam Anfield? He's up the straights. He's up the straights. Racer Brown is back out onto the track. 2.5 seconds, 2.3 seconds. Oh, Racer Brown just getting out ahead of Liam Anfield. He's only seconds in it, but he's got fuel as well. It's Liam Anfield. He may have lost out because he's probably going to have to come in before the end of the race, or certainly have to come in before the end of the race to put more fuel in. So he's taking a moment's glory now, and he's going to take a bit of pain later on in this race, I believe, from that move. So what else did we see? Matt Psycho was in. Gazman is up into 5th place because Skyjacker pitted, and also it looks like Daz has pitted. He's 12.2 seconds behind Skyjacker now. So Daz losing a bit of time out there in the Group 3s. Homesick Alien, we saw pit. He's topped up. It looks like he's ready to go for the rest. And Tiger has pulled a little bit of time back on the Alien. He's down to 18 seconds from 20 seconds. So Tiger on a last minute push, but 20 seconds behind. With the amount of time left of racing, it's going to be difficult for him. Cymex only 22 seconds behind Tiger after Tiger's pit stop. Has put him somewhat close together, but those medium tyres I think really has put him too far back to make any move on Tiger. And Cinnamon out there smashing it out at 39.7, and last time around for him, I think that possibly, no, yeah, 39.7. But he's got a couple of 45s, and that does not help. He's just about to be lapped by the Group 3 leader, Homesick Alien, in his Sharpie and Nissan. Binko in the... Oh, Mika saying, if this works for Liam, it is a genius move. Binko saying, thingy may excuse every time is, don't rush me, I get paid by the hour. I say that, don't get paid any more. You want me to do one extra? Well, there's the money. And David Bunting saying, top 4 all on the push. They are, man. And Mick Wivery saying, though, Liam is gonna be hard pushed to squeeze in another pit stop now. I know, I don't get it. I don't understand Liam's moves. Oh, Skyjacker pulling over for the guys coming through. Racer Brown 2.3 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield 1.4 seconds ahead of IR Graham. Matt Psycho some 8.7 seconds behind these guys. Remember, he's driving with a Duff shoulder, and after 2 hours of driving, I imagine he is in immense pain. I gave him some great advice. I said deep heat all the way, my friend, deep heat. But Liam Anfield confusing us all in the latter half of this race. In the chat, Pat saying getting 32 laps out of the fuel from his last stop to the end will be the very hard to do and maintain this pace. But I don't think he actually topped his car up though. I think he only went in and sort of didn't put full fuel in. It was literally like a little... Oh, he's going for fastest lap now though. Here's a Liam Anfield. I love it. I love a good trier. I love someone who wants to mix it up. Give it a go. We're on lap 79, so only 21 laps left of this. Oh, it's always sad when we get close to the end, because then it's going to be like another 4 months until we see Nürburgring. I mean, the next endurance race. I don't know where it's at. I don't know what car it is. They only tell me half the stuff, because they know I'll just let everything out the bag. But I do believe it's a very, very long track in the game. One of the longest tracks in the game. But I don't know what car. So, ooh, I'm just stretching because I've been sat down for a while now. So, we're watching Liam Anfield. He's down to 2 seconds. He's pulling Racer Brown in. He didn't get the fastest lap the last time around. Mika in the chat saying, best thing for Matt's shoulder is muscle flex, green lipped muscle extract gel. So Matt, if you're watching this back, you want to get muscle, spelled M-U-S-S-E-L, flex, green lipped muscle, M-U-S-S-E-L, extract gel. Mika Wivery said, works wonders. Oh, does it now? I like to get a big, Swedish, strong, 20-year-old man to give me a good rub down. That always helps. So I'm in the conservatory now. I can try and turn my iPad around to read your chats. We're still sat on board. It's 1.6 from Racer Brown. Liam Anfield really closing it down. He's getting purples. And Mika Wivery says we'll send him a link. I'll send him a link to my 20-year-old Swede called Sven as well. And he can let us know which one did best for him. Your lotion or my Sven. So Racer Brown then 1.4 seconds ahead of Liam Anfield. I know we've been watching one person. We'll have a look around. IR Graham, a 31.1 last time around from IR Graham. He's pushing. You can see he's pushing as well. They don't know, do they? They don't know what Liam Anfield's doing. They don't know what fuel he's got on, and all they know is this Honda has just seemed to have put himself right in the middle of this fight, whereas the last stint he didn't look like he was part of it. So IR Graham, he's pushing just because he doesn't know what's happening with Liam Anfield. Matt Psycho, some nearly 9 seconds behind these guys, did a 30.9 the last time around, so he's got the pace. Excuse me, big burp. Skyjacker sitting in 5th place, just ahead of Gazman. It's going to be an interesting battle between him, Gazman and Daz come the end of the race. They're on different strategies. I think Skyjacker and Daz are pitting similar times, but Gazman on a different strategy. He's got a lot of fuel on board of that. Sorry, I'm using my controller to move around because I'm outside. Neighbours think I'm mad just talking names, saying Racer Brown, Liam Anfield, Guy Graham, Skyjacker. They're probably out there saying, what's he on about? Probably thinks I'm working for the Rushkies and they're the call signs, trying to activate a Winter Soldier. Racer Brown, Liam Anfield, IR Graham. But Skyjacker at the moment, he's tenths ahead of Gazman. Gazman on a real push, loads of fuel. Looks like he's going till the end of the race. And Daz, he's some 10 seconds behind these guys. He was there, wasn't he? He was in with the shout with them, but he seems to have lost a bit of time as we're coming through the race, as we're getting to the later parts. Like I said, it's an endurance race. That also is part of it. Fatigue does play a huge part. I couldn't race for 2.5 hours and keep up. I can't race 10 minutes and keep up a good pace. So hats off to these guys. Homesick Alien, the leader of the Group 3s. He's still, what, he's 19 seconds ahead of GT Tiger. Tiger in 2nd spot, ahead of Cymex by 21 seconds. So Cymex, he's pulled a second back in, but there's not enough race left for Cymex at the moment, I think. And 11.4 Cinemod. So Racer Brown, what's he going to do? He's got Liam Anfield closing in very close and very fast behind him. And little does he know, Liam Anfield probably will have to pit again before the end of this race. I think to myself, this was a Hail Mary from Liam Anfield, a last ditch to shake it up, Hopefully make the guys in front make some sort of mistake, drop a ball or something. But they're sticking to their tactics and their strategy. And now Liam Anfield, he's going to have to swallow it and take the pit stop before the end of the race, I believe. Lap 82, we're following Racer Brown leading. Our 4th endurance event here at Fuji, the 2.5 hour race for the Virtual Racers Club. If any of this has tickled your pickle, get yourself into our Discord. To get into our Discord, you go to www.virtualracersclub.co.uk. And on our website, which also has a link to the tables now, if you ever want to look at how any of the leagues are going. But you can click on the link saying to join our community or something like that. That'll take you through to our Discord. We've got plenty to sign up for at the moment. We've got spaces left in the Hybrid Performance Endurance Championship using the Group 1 cars. So there's spaces left in that for our Sunday evening racing. There's the Group 4 World Series, that's Saturday night, I'm sure. Even though it's last minute, there's spaces available if you wanted to try and get in there, racing at an American track with American cars. The Sunday Cup is always an ongoing open lobby for you guys. Just drop in on a Sunday evening and race one of the chosen N class cars. In the future, what have we got? Raptor Raid next Friday. The Ford Raptors, they're souped up a bit. It'll be interesting to see how they race. It's 1.3 seconds now. Racer Brown has got on Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield of 31.009 last time around. Racer Brown at 31.4. So Liam Anfield is faster, but that fuel is flashing. There you go. The fuel is flashing, and this is Liam Anfield's race. Can he do anything after a pit stop, a splash and dash? Could he come back at these guys? Will he be too far back? Sorry, I keep sniffing. I've just been outside, so the weather change has affected my nasal cavity. Mika Wivery said, I'm hoping to bring a one-off race to a Friday in a few weeks, so that's intriguing. I saw her in the Discord asking for volunteers for hamsters. Guinea pigs, sorry, not hamsters. That's the other thing. So, guinea pigs to test out a race that she's thinking of. So that's one to look forward to. Also, what you guys can't see that's coming up in the future that I can, and Skyjacker says he doesn't mind, a little bit of a secret, a leak. That's it, a leak, a government leak. So here you go. I'm going to hit you with a few exclusives. I know that the Porsche Sprint Trophy is going to go up for another sign-up soon. So we all enjoyed the Sprint Trophy of the Porsches. I also know that the WRX Challenge is going to go up for sign-up sometime soon. So there you go. There's two. And there's something at the bottom of the list called Speedfest. And that is something we haven't seen in the VRC before. I also know, I think Saturday evenings we're going to see a Clio Cup Championship. We had the Clio Cups in the Sunday Cup last Sunday. Oh, and there goes Liam Anfield. He's pulled the trigger on that pit stop. And is that his race gunned? Is it done? And IR Graham moving up into second place. Matt Psycho then moving up into third. He's 9 seconds off of IR Graham. Mika Wivery says she's got some guys doing testing for it. Mika Wivery said, I'm certainly intrigued by the PST. So, and Racer Brown is leading from IR Graham. We're on lap 85. You've made it this far, guys. Thank you very much for sticking with us. I hope, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because YouTube tells me to say that. There's some bloke here in a suit with a gun at my head, so every now and then I have to say YouTube is great and hit like and subscribe. So that's that. What else was I telling you about? Oh, sign up. So yeah, Clio Cup, it's not been added to the sign up yet, but that's coming on a Saturday night soon. And obviously HPEX will be starting on a Sunday night soon. We'll have live broadcasts of the Hybrid Production Endurance Championship. And I think there's a championship organised ready for after HPEC as well. So loads of racing at the VRC. Your only place to come if you love a little bit of sim racing. So 30.6 last time around for IR Graham, 31.3, sorry, he's just gone around again. 2.4 seconds behind Racer Brown. This is very tight. Matt Psycho, we're going up to third, and there's Liam Anfield. He came out of the pits in fourth. He's 17.7 seconds adrift of Matt Psycho, 30 seconds adrift of Racer Brown. He's put just over half a tank of fuel. He's put the racing softs on, and he has to climb that mountain that we see just at the side of the track, or metaphorically, he has to climb the mountain at the side of the track to try and get back in with a shout for a podium in this race. Skyjacker in 5th, only 6/10 ahead of Gazman. We've seen Gazman getting closer and closer, and now these guys, it seems like they're on equivalent tactics now. This must be a run to the end for these two drivers. Gazman having a look at Skyjacker. They've been on different tactics throughout the race, and by the last few laps, last 15 laps, they've come together. And our Racing and Daz will love to hear that they're fighting each other, because then he can start closing in on those two ahead of him. Oh no, Daz losing the back end. Gazman, I mean, losing the back end. Gazman. Oh my word. Skyjacker can breathe a sigh of relief as he pulls away from the Nissan. And Daz getting closer to Gazman as they get over the next sector. We'll see what Gazman has lost. He's only lost a few seconds on Skyjacker, so it could have been worse for Gazman. He's gathered it up quite quickly and cracked on, with Daz now just pulling a couple of seconds closer to Gazman. Then looking down at the Group 3s, Homesick Alien still maintaining that 20 seconds ahead of Tiger in his Sharpie Nissan. Let's show it off a bit. Get on. Oh no, how come I'm there? Look, you can see a cat at the bottom. Look at the big cat with the red eyes. That's really cool. What else is on there? I love my Nissan. There's a big fish down in the right corner. There's an actual Fuji mountain in the middle there. Hey? Not bad. Proud of that. So there we go. Homesick Alien. Oh, and it's going to be immortalised now as well in the Hall of Champions. If Homesick Alien can get this win, he can maintain it for the next 15 minutes. Is that all we've got left of racing? That flew by. That flew by loads quick. So Cymex 20 seconds behind Tiger, and Cinemod, fair play to Cinemod, cracking on, stuck with it. When you see other people disconnect and you're then it's you that's last, you do think, well, sure, I may as well. But Cinemod, he's stuck with it. He's gone all the way, and you've got to give him a mucho respecto. I know the other guys disconnected. They didn't just quit out, but I'd quit out and just say, oh, I disconnected. Sorry. So Jim in the chat, hi all. Just come back to catch the end. I'm still peed off and couldn't watch it all. Sorry, Jim. Come on, Homesick, says Jim. Awesome. We still don't know who's going to win it at the front in the Group 2s. Racer Brown looking very strong, 2.8 seconds ahead of IR Graham. And with only 12 laps remaining, it could be anyone's. It looks like Matt Psycho. It's 11.9 seconds behind IR Graham, 14 seconds behind Racer Brown. But if he wants to come back in it, he's got to really start putting some good laps in. He's coming up to lap Gazman, it seems, so he might be able to get a tow, because Gazman's no slouch. He's been doing 31.9s, so Matt Psycho might manage to get a bit of a tow off of Gazman down the straight to help him get a little closer to the fight ahead of him. Liam Anfield still climbing his mountain. He's been doing 30s, 30.5, 30.7. He's doing all he can. The fastest lap of the race was a 30.177 by Racer Brown. And Liam Anfield now, he's got a lot to do in the last 12 laps of this race. But we can't count him out. Skyjacker, oh, that's not Skyjacker, that's Skyjacker. Skyjacker 2.3 seconds ahead of Gasman. We saw Gasman very close to the back of Skyjacker, but he had a small off. Now he's 22 seconds ahead of Daz. Daz losing a bit more time to the cars ahead of him. Homesick Alien leading the Group 3s, with Tiger in second place and Cymex sitting in third. Only 4 guys running in the Group 3s in the end. Oh, it looks like... oh no, I think he's just coming out of the corner. It just looks slow for us. And there's no beating Racer Brown today, is there? I think 11 laps to go. Everything's under control for the King of Soul. No issues whatsoever for Racer Brown. As he comes up, it's complete lap 89 and start lap 90, the last 10 laps. What can change? What can IR Graham do? 30.9 last time around for IR Graham. Racer Brown a 31.2. Matt Psycho, he's still grabbing a toe off of Gasman. A 31.4 from the Lexus driver, looking like he's trying to make a move on the Nissan. It's a lap down. I don't know if he thinks that Gasman should be getting out of the way, or if he's quite happy to sit behind Gasman and get the toe. Oh, he's getting purples though, so maybe Gasman helping him out a little bit. We'll see post-race what his opinions were. Sitting behind Gasman under blue flags is a little bit unsure, really, how that works out, because you can see Gasman, he's not, I don't think he's holding him up in any way. If anything, that Psycho was getting purples. He's 3/10 down, but he's not sat all over the back of Gasman. Maybe it's a distraction though, I'm not sure. But Gasman, multiple blue flags. Whilst Matt Psycho sits in his wake. Liam Anfield, it's down to 14.6 seconds. Liam Anfield's got the fastest lap of the race, a 1:30.127. But it's just too much to ask now in last 10 laps. 14-second deficit on Matt Psycho, 29-second deficit on Racer Brown. Will these guys' tyres go off that drastically come the last few laps to help Liam Anfield out? I am not sure, you know. I think these guys have got it all under control at the moment. Racer Brown's going further away from IR Graham in these last few parts. He's pulled a 30.795 out of the hat, pulled it up to 3.2 seconds ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham a 31.448, and it looks like IR Graham's connections problems are starting to creep back in. Saw him trip a little bit there. Matt Psycho 12.7 seconds behind IR Graham. He's got past Gasman now. Gasman using him for a toe. Ooh, Gasman, if he's clever, he can sit right... oh no, he's gone quite wide there, but Gasman could sit right under the wing of Matt Psycho, because the next person up the track for Matt Psycho to lap is Skyjacker. Skyjacker, the back end, stepping away from him. Gasman's there, he's not far behind, 2 seconds. I don't know where Matt Psycho is. On Matt Psycho around the outside, he does not want to be held up. The hazard lights are on from Skyjacker, and there's Gasman. Gasman down to 1 second. Skyjacker's got to get a move on. He's got to get on the back of Matt Psycho's Lexus and try and pull away from the Nissan, because the Nissan is coming strong. The Flying Scots in the end trying to grab that relentless car. My word, 1.4 seconds between the two of them. He's just out of the toe for Skyjacker. Skyjacker sitting in the toe of Matt Psycho. So Skyjacker getting a little help down that straight that Gasman did not get. Great timing for Skyjacker and Matt Psycho with the passing. Meanwhile, Racer Brown 2.8 seconds ahead of IR Graham. If IR Graham's going to push, this will be the time, the last 8 laps of this race at 31.0. Last time around from IR Graham, a Racer Brown at 31.2, 2/10 faster for IR Graham, but it's 3.1 second deficit between the two of them, and it's a lot to ask for IR Graham. Matt Psycho's getting purples. He's seen Liam Anfield's got the fastest lap. Liam's got it down to 11 seconds, 8 laps to go. He's doing a furious pace out there at 30.4. Last time around, Matt Psycho, he lost a lot of time behind those lap cars at 32.3. And Skyjacker's got to be mindful of his 5th place with Gazman. Within a second, he's going to be in the tow. Come down the straight. Skyjacker in trouble now. He's trying to stick to the back of the Lexus of Matt Psycho to help him with the tow down the straight to avoid Gazman from absolutely blistering past him. What a race we are having. Everyone's got something to race for. And there is Gazman. He's within 9/10. He might be just picking up a tow from Skyjacker, but I believe Skyjacker probably picking up a tow from Matt Psycho. Who knows? There's Matt Psycho. Liam Anfield, it's down to 11.7 seconds. Liam Anfield really pushing hard. What can he do on this lap? Another 30.8. Matt Psycho managing 31.4s. Those tyres are starting to wear down now. Racer Brown 2.6 seconds ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham starting to turn the knob, the screw, sorry. IR Graham starting to turn the screw on Racer Brown. Racer Brown under pressure. It's all his to lose. Matt Psycho getting purples, pushing on. He's aware. Liam Anfield coming fast behind him. Skyjacker maintaining that second lead on Gazman. I guess Skyjacker is going to try and stick to the back. Oh, Matt Psycho making a small mistake. Matt Psycho, we saw him sideways in the corner. It's just what Liam wants to hear. And Skyjacker ahead of Gazman. This is a tight race here. It's going to go all the way to the line. And Daz, he's dropped off them too a little bit. 28 seconds behind Homesick Alien. 24 seconds now ahead of Tiger. Tiger, Homesick Alien leading the Group 3s. Tiger in second, 18.2 seconds ahead of 3rd place Cymex. And Cinemod in 4th spot there. And you can see Matt Psycho, Skyjacker, XL are all coming up towards Cinemod. That's got to be quite freaky. Racer Brown 2.6 seconds. It's not moving. They're both matching each other's pace at 32.360 from Racer Brown. Last time around, his tyres are looking a little bit better than IR Graham's. What is about even Stevens, I think, between those two. 2.4 seconds at 31.575 from IR Graham last time around. And this is absolutely edge of the seat stuff. 6 laps to go, and it's less than just over 2 seconds splitting up the first two. Matt Psycho 14.5 seconds. He's down to 10 seconds, less than 10 seconds for Liam Anfield on Matt Psycho, but Matt Psycho's getting those purples as he's driving around. So he's not doing slow laps. He did a 31.8 last time around. Liam Anfield, it's just too much, I imagine. Only 5 laps to go at the end of this one. Matt Psycho on a push at the end here to try and get the final step of the podium for his Lexus. In the background, Skyjacker under a lot of pressure from Gazman right now. Skyjacker, he's feeling the pressure. Pressure bearing down on me. So Skyjacker, he's towing Gazman all the way down this long straight. And this battle is not over for 5th and 6th here in... Ooh, Gazman just late on the brakes, getting it through that corner. Hunting down Skyjacker, the Lexus, come the end of this race. A Racer Brown, 2.5 seconds, nothing's changed here. Nothing to see, 5 laps to go. Racer Brown trying to bring her home for the win. 31.1 seconds. No, 31.1 was his last lap, sorry. 2.5 seconds ahead of IR Graham. Someone's gone in the pits. Daz has gone in the pits. So IR Graham doing all he can, a 31.2 last time around from the Lexus Zingray driver. And there you can see the distance between them. Risa Brown in the green car and IR Graham in the blue and green car. Matt Psycho 15 seconds down the road from these guys. He crosses the line, a 31.5 for IR Graham, a Racer Brown, a 31.4, so nothing in it between the two of them. Matt Psycho just coming down the start straight now. It's 7.8 seconds. Liam Anfield is behind Matt Psycho. Has Matt Psycho's tyres gone? A 31.7 from Matt Psycho. Liam Anfield down the straight now, 8 seconds behind Matt Psycho. He managed a 30.5, so he is, oh my lord, just over a second a lap faster, but only 4 laps to go. There's not enough laps for it. He really needs Matt Psycho's tyres to fall off the end of a cliff. Skyjacker's gone into the pits. Skyjacker, whoa, he's gone in to just change tyres, I think. Gazman continues on. Gazman getting that 5th place. We've seen Skyjacker and Gazman are fighting hard. Oh, I don't think Skyjacker realises how close to the end of the race we are, maybe. I think he's thinking he's on 96 laps to go, but there isn't. There is 6 laps to go. No, he just wanted fresh tyres then. Just wanted some fresh tyres. But with 6 laps to go, it's going to be a tough one to catch up. Gazman, 37 seconds ahead now. And Racer Brown coming around 3.2 seconds ahead of IR Graham's complete lap 96 and start lap 97. 3.2 seconds parting them, 15 seconds between him, IR Graham and Matt Psycho, and it's just under 8 seconds between Matt Psycho and Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield's got the fastest lap of this race with a 30.127. He did a 30.590 his last time around. And I think we decided he hasn't got enough time to catch up with Matt Psycho at this point. Matt Psycho doing a 31.8. Now Gazman's got into the pits. They're all really pitting really late on. Skyjacker pitting just before the lap before. Is it enough to stay ahead of Gazman? I am amazed these guys are pitting this late in the race. But like I said, they've been pitted. No, these guys haven't been lapped at all. They've been lapped once. So Gazman out ahead of Skyjacker. Way ahead of Skyjacker. What happened to Skyjacker then? So Gazman out there again. 36 seconds. That's got to wait until he crosses the line. See? Yeah, Skyjacker must have had an off before his pit stop, it seems. Maybe that's why he pitted. So Racer Brown 3.7 seconds ahead of IR Graham. In the chat, M again saying, come on IRG and Liam. So Liam, he's got it less than 7 seconds from Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho, all he has to do is keep it clean, bring it home for that final podium position. Racer Brown edging it up to nearly 4-second lead on IR Graham. These two are equally matched. There's nothing in it between the two of them. A 31.2 for Racer Brown that last time around. IR Graham a 31.8, but IR Graham's fuel is looking lower than Racer Brown, and his tyres are about the same. It's just the fuel. Matt Psycho crossing the line with a 32.1, and Liam Anfield crossing the line with a 31.0, sorry, a 31.0, 6.8 seconds, and we've only got 2 laps to go in this race. We've reached the 2.5 hour mark. Gazman getting 5th place ahead of Skyjacker. It's down to 17 seconds for Skyjacker. I don't know where he lost all that time. He did a 32 before his pit stop, 2:14 on his pit stop, a 29.0 after his pit stop. So where Gazman has managed to pull all that time out from, oh, he did a 1:53 on his pit stop. So yeah, I'm guessing that Skyjacker may have spun before he pitted, losing a lot of time on Gazman. Gazman, I imagine, just pitted because he thought, try and get a fastest. Well, they can't get the fastest lap. That is the one thing, I don't know how they do the fastest lap for the Group 3 car. cars. I can't imagine as someone goes through all their times. And Racer Brown then crossing the line to start lap 99. He's at 4 seconds leading from IR Graham at 31.819 last time around from Racer Brown. IR Graham at 31.7, a little bit faster than Racer Brown, but his fuel's flashing. It should be enough for a lap or two. Matt Psycho 15.5 seconds away from IR Graham, and Liam Anfield's got another second down. On that, it's 5.6 seconds from Matt Psycho at 30.7 last time around from Liam Anfield. His fuel is quite low though. With Matt Psycho, plenty of fuel to go. I think Liam Anfield's going to have to ease off before the end of the race. 2 laps to go, and that red is looking quite low in his tank. So Gazman doing a cracking job to grab that 5th from Skyjacker in the end. And Skyjacker is just coming up to lap Cinnamod, because I saw black wings mirrors. And Daz in 7th place, 6.6 seconds behind Skyjacker. He must be thinking, Skyjacker makes a small mistake, he's going to be all over him. There is Homesick Alien, the leader of the Group 3s today. Pretty much all the way, him and Tiger fighting hard early on in the race, but something happened to Tiger, dropped him off, and he's just never managed to be able to get back towards the Alien. They've both got exactly the same pace as each other, so the Alien managing to keep Tiger at bay, and they've just started the final lap there, up in the lead. So Racer Brown 4.2 seconds ahead of IR Graham, and IR Graham's fuel's flashing also. All their fuels are flashing. They've all masterminded their strategy to perfection, with the fuel lasting just enough. 5 seconds for Liam Anfield on Matt Psycho on this final lap. He needs a miracle to be able to get a podium out of this race. Let's have a look. Racer Brown is coming through the final sections. He got pole last Friday, dropped off the track on lap 1. We didn't see what happened. Went right to the back behind the Group 3 guys, and slowly but surely he had to go change his strategy. Did one more pit stop than the guys ahead of him. He's had an eventful race for sure. And here he does, he comes around to complete 100 laps of Fuji. He gives us a flash. Congratulations, Racer Brown, superb. And here comes IR Graham, matched him for the majority of it, but just couldn't quite get ahead of him. Matt Psycho then bringing home the Lexus in 3rd spot. Weaving from side to side, take a boo, my son. Congratulations, Matt Psycho, brilliant racing. And Liam Anfield coming down now to complete 4th. Homesick Alien has crossed the line to take the win in the Group 3s. Congratulations, Homesick Alien, a win. GT Tiger some way off yet to get that 2nd spot. Here he comes down the straight, and he takes 2nd place in the Group 3s. Oh, well done, Tiger, fantastic stuff. Cymex a little further back. What else is going on? Oh, Gazman's already crossed the line. Here comes Skyjacker. He's just about to cross the line for 6th place. Bonsai, brilliant stuff there, Skyjacker. Daz, he's a little further back. How's Cymex? Cymex just on the straight. Daz, he's there. Daz to take 7th spot in the Group 2s. Brilliant stuff. Well done, Daz. And there's Cymex to grab the last podium for the Group 3s. Take a boo, my son. And Cinnamod crossing the line straight after for 4th. And that is your results. They flew by. Wow, I'm spent. There you go. Congratulations, Racer Brown. What a race. What an absolute blinder. Congratulations, Racer Brown. So in the chat, Jokers giving it lots of applause. Mika saying Liam just couldn't get it to pay off, but so close it was. Jim saying it's a shame the Group 3 race didn't really materialise after quali. I thought it would be a lot closer. Jokers giving it the old hand applauds. Pat saying double endurance race winners in both categories. Well done, Racer Brown and Homesick Alien. So yeah, Pat knows. Jill in the chat saying well done to Homesick and Racer Brown. Mika saying congrats to all just for finishing this race. Pat saying great racing tonight, guys. Well done to everyone who took part. And Mama Syke saying super racing, guys. Well done, Matt. Good job, thingy. Oh, thank you. And there you go. There's your results. Fantastic stuff. Racer Brown takes the spoils and the top spot on the podium. Well done, Racer Brown. IR Graham grabbing a second place within 5 seconds of Racer Brown in the end. They were very evenly matched, nothing in it really. And Matt Psycho rounds off the top 3 for an all Lexus podium. Congratulations. Liam Anfield, the only Honda in the field, grabbing 4th with an interesting strategy near the end. And oof, if it was a 3-hour race, I reckon it would have paid off for him. But congratulations, Liam Anfield. Gazman managing to get ahead of Skyjacker in the end for 5th. Skyjacker finishing in 6th place with Daz in 7th. Homesick Alien took the win for the Group 3 cars. 8 laps down from the Group 2 cars, and a great race he had with Tiger, all in the early parts of that race. But Tiger dropping away from the Alien, and then they matched each other's pace for the rest of the race, meaning Tiger could not get any closer to the Alien. Cymex coming home in the final podium position. Cracking stuff there, Cymex for Team 13. Cinemod in 4th. Noxie, it's classed him as 5th, and iBunting 6th. And we lost Jokus there. It's classed him out, down in 15th for some reason. So Liam Anfield got the fastest lap on lap 89 with a 1:30.127. Okay, I won't drag this on because it's quite late and you all want to get on. So again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because the man next to me in the suit with the gun that works for YouTube is telling me to say that. And go to our website. I told you the websites thing. Yeah, I'll do it one more. www.virtualracersclub.co.uk. Go to that website. You can see any of the tables you want to see. You can get through to our Discord by joining our community, and you can get involved, signed up for any of our races that are coming up in the future. And you can speak to me if you want to tell me how annoying I am. I'm around in Discord always. And yeah, that's it. I suppose I'll crack on. I was your commentator and your broadcaster, Dang Ling Wang. As we're in Fuji, why not? So thank you for watching, and I will get you next time. Bye. Cheers. Oh, there's some more chat. Hang on before I go. Racer Brown saying I'm sweating my beep off, and Mika says I'm not surprised. She's probably been thinking about it. Anyway, I was your chatty man and the one that pushes the buttons, Dan Ling Wang. I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Bye. Take care of each other and yourselves. Bye.